चव्हाण सर. पाठक मॅडम आलेले आहेत. चव्हाण सर थोडं बोला, तुमचा आवाज टेस्ट करू.
सर माझा येतोय आवाज?
हा मॅडम, येतोय तुमचा आवाज क्लिअर. चव्हाण सर तुमचा आवाज टेस्ट करू. बोला सर. तुमचा डिव्हाइस एका ठिकाणी असं ठेवा, जास्त हालाहाली नको, कॉन्स्टंट ठेवा. आणि चव्हाण सर बोला बरं पटकन. तुमचा आवाज येत नाहीये. चव्हाण सर ते माईक सपोर्ट करणार, तुम्हाला ते काढून टाका हेडफोन. हेडफोन लावता बघा. चव्हाण सर तुम्ही बोला एकदा. तुमचा आवाज येत नाहीये. काय करा, बाहेर पडा, लिव्ह करा आणि परत एकदा जॉईन व्हा. चव्हाण सर तुमचा आवाज येणं फार आवश्यक आहे, जरा ऐका. माझा आवाज येतो का चव्हाण सर? पाठक मॅडम माझा आवाज येतो ना तुम्हाला?
हा सर तुमचा क्लिअर येतोय.
तुमचा पण क्लिअर येतोय एकदम. कदम सर पण जॉईन झाले, भोसले मॅडम जॉईन झाल्या, VC सर ऑनलाईन आहेत. 11:05 जॉईन होणार आहेत सर. सरांचा निरोप आहे.
बरं सर.
हॅलो सर, येतो का? आवाज येतो?
क्या बात आहे, आला सर आवाज तुमचा आता.
ओके.
स्टे धिस वे ओनली. व्हिडिओ चालू नाही केला तरी चालते बराच वेळ. अगोदर
हा.
महत्वाचं काम करून घेऊ. इनॉग्रल झालं की मग
बर.
आपण एक्सपेरिमेंट करूयात वेगळे वेगळे.
ओके.
आपण युट्यूबला पण लाईव्ह आहोत.
ओके.
मी लिंक आपल्या ग्रुपवरती शेअर केली टीचिंगच्या.
हा हा.
तर तिथून तुम्ही दुसऱ्यांना इन्व्हाइट करू शकता.
बर.
आणि आपल्या टेलिग्रामचा जो ग्रुप आहे इव्हेंट वाला, त्याच्यावर पण शेअर केले.
हा, ठीक आहे.
विक्रांत, गरज पडली तर टेलिग्रामची लिंक कॉपी करणे किंवा इथं
Yes, sir.
मध्ये पण टाकलेली आहे.
सर जॉईन झालेत ना सर?
हा, VC सर जॉईन झालेले आहेत, पण
हा.
11:05 सुरुवात करू म्हणले.
बर. जाधव सर जॉईन झाले का बघू. जाधव सर.
आता तुम्ही एक काम करा, तुमचा सेटअप बंद पडणार नाही याची काळजी घ्या.
नाही बंद पडणार.
तुम्ही मोबाईलवर लावलंय का टॅबलेटवर लावलंय?
टॅबलेटवरून काढलं, मोबाईलवर लावल्यामुळे हे सगळं यायलंय आता.
एक काम करा, आता ते मोबाईल कुठेतरी एका स्टँडवर लावून ठेवा असा पक्का.
बर.
ह्याचं स्टँड काढा आपल्या कॅमेऱ्याचं आणि त्याला लावून टाका.
बर बर बर. ओके.
त्याला हलवू नका जास्त.
हा, ठीक आहे.
हा, असं स्टेबल राहा ह्या फ्रेम मध्ये.
ओके.
दिस फ्रेम इज व्हेरी गुड.
ओके.
मॅडम पाठक, तुम्ही सुद्धा थोडस समोर या.
बरं.
फ्रेम जी आहे ना, इकडे बघा माझ्याकडे.
हा.
साधारणतः ह्या फ्रेम मध्ये राहा, म्हणजे बोललेलं स्क्रीन भरून दिसते समोरच्याला.
मी ठेवतोय तसंच
Correct.
ठेवतोय.
आणि त्याला हलवू नका परत.
ठीक आहे आता.
येस सर, क्वाईट गुड.
ओके.
ओके, 11 वाजले बरोबर. 11:05 सर जॉईन होतात. तसं सर जॉईनच झालेले आहेत. लॅपटॉप चालू आहे, त्यांच्या टेबलावर आहे. वी आर ऑल रेडी टू गो.
हे ठीक आहे ना फ्रेम सर?
येस सर, हे ठीक आहे, फक्त हलवू नका आता.
ओके.
मुलं जॉईन नाही झाले आणखीन सगळे.
बर. आता काय करता येईल त्याला? वेट अँड सी. दुसरं काय?
सर जॉईन व्हा.
आता प्रेझेंट किती जॉईन आहे सर?
64.
ओके ओके ओके.
आपले टीचिंग स्टाफ.
Yes, sir. Joined, sir.
येस. आणखीन बरेच नाही आहेत पण. कदम सर म्यूट आहात. कदम सर अनम्यूट करून बोला.
Shawan sir,
येस सर.
good morning.
गुड मॉर्निंग. गुड मॉर्निंग.
चव्हाण सर आपले गेस्ट जॉईन झालेत का?
गेस्ट माझ्याकडे कुठं रेकॉर्ड हे सगळं बघावं लागेल आता.
नाव सांगा फक्त मला.
नाही सर,
एडी-
आमची झाले नाहीत सर.
एडी जाधव,
नाही. जाधव श्रीधर आणि जाधव स्वाती रंगराव, 2 जाधव आहेत सध्या.
वायकर बीबी.
नाही.
बर, त्यांना फोन करू का?
आता फोन कशावरून करणार? त्याच्यामुळे रुटीन फोन असा फ्री ठेवला पाहिजे सर.
बोलू तुम्हाला थोड्या वेळ.
चला सर, लेट अस
Okay.
स्टार्ट द प्रोसिडिंग्स.
येस.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर, वी आर ऑल रेडी टू गो. स्टार्ट सर प्लीज. चव्हाण सर
येस सर.
स्टार्ट करा. सर जॉईन झालेले आहेत.
गुड मॉर्निंग एव्हरीबडी.
Good morning. Good morning.
Today, on occasion of this United Nations World Environment Day, all over the world, in various countries, the Environment Day is being celebrated. And on this occasion, School of Life Sciences, Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded, we are celebrating one day. We are celebrating this event by organizing one day national webinar on the theme of this webinar is ecosystem restoration. So for this program, we have the president of the function, our respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. Uddhavji Bhosle sir. Then another
ते झालं.
guest of honor, Pro Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. Jogendra Singh Bisen, and for this program we have convener Professor Anupama Pathak Madam, the Director School of Life Sciences, and all these staff members of our school. So I request Honorable Vice Chancellor sir to have few words and inaugurate this webinar. Dr. Bhosle sir, please.
Very good morning to one and all. Dignitaries on this virtual dais, my colleagues at this university, Dr. Jogendra Singh Bisen, the convener of one day national webinar and the director, School of Life Sciences, Professor Anupama Pathak, Professor Mulani, Organizing Secretary, Professor S.P. Chauhan, Professor Kamble, research scholar and the PG student of the departments, participants, delegates, and friends. It is my indeed privilege and great honor to inaugurate one day national webinar on the occasion of United Nations World Environment Day on ecosystem restoration. I formally declare that this one day national webinar is inaugurated. At the same time, I would like to congratulate Professor Anupama Pathak and Professor S.P. Chauhan for taking initiative and to organize this one day national webinar on ecosystem restoration. As everybody is aware that this ecosystem restoration of an ecosystem is a very, very important one. And this is not only important for the scholars, research scholar, not only from the School of Life Sciences or from life sciences, but for every stakeholder of the society. As we know that the climate change, the word that is prominently used at state, national and international level by the prominent dignitaries, prominent persons is playing a very, very important role, because the climate change is affecting almost all walk of our life. And I personally feel that it is a fundamental duty of each and every citizen to maintain the ecosystem. At the same time, whatever the natural resources we have, these natural resources must be optimally used with utmost care of maintaining the ecosystem. And I hope this one day national webinar will focus on different ways and means for restoration of an ecosystem, and what everyone or as an institution, as a school, have to do for restoration of an ecosystem will be discussed during this national webinar. With these few words, once again, I extend my best wishes for the success of this national webinar. And I hope that this national webinar would be an outcome base in which everyone will try to restore the ecosystem in the larger interest of the society and in the larger interest of this nation and in the larger interest of the next generation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inaugural address and inaugurating this webinar. So I will introduce about the organization of this webinar. For this webinar, we have 3 presentations. First is by Dr. A.D. Jadhav, sir, who is head of the Center for Excellence and Incubation in Sericulture, that is silkworm rearing, at Department of Zoology, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, who is a very renowned scientist and experienced person in sericulture sector. His topic of discussion will be role of sericulture in restoration of forest ecosystem and tribal welfare. There are 4 species of the silkworms which we found all over the world, but Dr. Jadhav sir has taken initiative to go for forests and the tribals living there and how to go for their welfare in his region, that is in forest parts around Kolhapur, and on Tassar silkworm he is working. So along with the welfare of tribal through sericulture, how the forest ecosystem can be restored, on this particular issue he will talk. Then the next speaker we have for this program is Dr. Bhalchandra Vaikar sir, who is Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. And he is also very experienced person in another very nice subject related to agriculture development in our country. And his topic for today's webinar is on restoration of sustainable agriculture practice through beekeeping. He is working on the apiculture, that is honeybee keeping, and how the bees are useful in sustainable agriculture, how the fertilizers, chemicals, insecticides, pesticides which we are bombarding in agriculture sector, how that can be stopped, and how the bees are the natural helping animals for the development of our agriculture. On that issue he will present his lecture. And the third talk is on myself, and my topic for presentation will be role of birds in ecosystem restoration. So in time we will try to finish it as per our scheduled program. So before leaving this inaugural program, I thank Honorable Vice Chancellor sir for giving his time and inaugurating this program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So for next proceedings, I request Dr. L.H. Kamble sir to explain the technical difficulties which may occur during conduction of this program. The online Zoom timings, or if someone is not getting the link and not getting joining properly. In that regard, for the present joined audience, he will explain about the various technical issues so that all will remain joined till end of this program. So, Dr. Kamble sir, please.
Hi. Good morning to one and all. Here is a small request that if the participant count reaches 100, no more there will be room for 101. So the participants who will go away from the meeting and try to rejoin, unable to join, in this case, they will have to join the YouTube stream. I have posted the YouTube link in chat box, or even if you try to join, you will get that link. It is also there in the Telegram group. You can also follow that link from Telegram group and join YouTube session. So if there are any difficulties, try to contact me on Telegram only. Do not call. Do not call. Try to contact on Telegram only. Thank you very much. Sean, over to you.
Yes, sir. So on this occasion, I request convener of this webinar, the Director of School of Life Sciences, Professor Anupama Pathak Madam, to have few words with the audience. Pathak Madam, please.
Sir. Very good morning to one and all present here. Thank you for joining one-day webinar on ecosystem restoration organized by School of Life Sciences, Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Uddhav Bhosle sir, President of the program. Honorable Jogendra Singh Bisen sir, Pro Vice Chancellor and Chief Guest of the program. Dr. Jadhav sir, Sericulture in charge, Department of Zoology, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and Speaker of the program. Dr. Bhalchandra Vaikar sir, Dean Faculty of Sciences, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Nanded, and Speaker of the program.
Aurangabad.
Professor Chavan sir, Organizing Secretary, Speaker, and Head, Department of Zoology, School of Life Sciences. Professor L.H. Kamble sir, Coordinator DMLT, School of Life Sciences, and Technical Advisor of the program. Professor T.A. Kadam sir, Head, Department of Biotechnology. Professor B.S. Survase sir, Head, Department of Botany. Professor Mulani sir, all faculty members of School of Life Sciences, staff members, participants, and students. It is my immense pleasure to welcome you all for one-day national webinar on ecosystem restoration. Our school was established in 1994, and before that it was working as a sub-center department of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. Currently, we have 5 courses: MSc Botany, MSc Biotechnology, MSc Microbiology, MSc Zoology, and DMLT PG course. Our department is active in research for many years, and we have very good number of students. Those have passed NET, SET, and equivalent exams. Today's webinar organized by our school is focused on ecosystem restoration. Ecosystem restoration means assisting the recovery of ecosystem that have been destroyed. It also includes conservation of healthy ecosystem with richer biodiversity. Restoration can happen in many ways, and initiative can be launched almost by anyone. So we have organized a webinar, and speaker of program will elaborate fruitful ideas. Once again, I welcome you all for program. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your address during this webinar. So I request Kamble sir, please check our speaker, Dr. A.D. Jadhav, whether he has joined or not, please.
नाही सर, आणखीन त्याला जॉईन नाही झाले.
होय होय.
त्यांचा कॉल करा त्यांना.
Okay, I will rejoin again. So just.
Hello, Pathak madam. पाठक मॅडम म्यूट आहात, अनम्यूट करून बोला. हा.
Hello, all audience, please just wait just 2 minutes. The first guest for this
Sridhar.
program is joining.
श्रीधर का सर?
Dr. A.B. Jadhav, sir. A.D. Jadhav, sir. He thought that there might be not any inaugural, or there might be any possible delay. He thought like that, but on time we have finished this inaugural program, and our vice chancellor has given time. So he was in impression that there might be a delay. So I telephoned him, and he is in process. He is ready.
युजली सर आपण सर्वच प्रोग्राम वेळेवर सुरू करून वेळेवर संपवले.
Yes, 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 yes.
मला वाटतं 16-17 प्रोग्राम घेतले आपण गेल्या वर्षी.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. तुमच्याकडे नोट होईल ना त्यांचं जॉईनिंग?
बस सर जॉइनिंग नोट होतं, युट्यूबला लाईव्ह आहोत आपण.
राईट राईट.
मेन वाईल आपल्या डिपार्टमेंट बद्दल बोला काही. सर जॉईन होतात तोपर्यंत. डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ झोलॉजी बद्दल बोला.
आता किती ऑडियन्स?
सर आपण 97 आहोत सध्या.
ओके ओके.
हो.
काहीतरी आवाज येतोय. जॉईनिंग चालू आहे का?
नाही जॉइनिंग नाही.
For all the audience, I think major might be our present students or ex-students, but those who are new, for them, I would like to introduce about the zoology department. That the important thing is the current issue is shortly our admissions will start, and the admissions for this course are based on entrance exam. The syllabus for entrance exam is the syllabus of BSc course conducted at various colleges affiliated to Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University. So those who are interested, no doubt from our university will appear for this entrance examination. Shortly, the university will display the circular regarding entrance exam date and the whole program as such. But for those who are new and from outside the university, they have to appear for this exam. So as per the Government of Maharashtra rules, there are seats for other universities also. Very few seats are there. Total intake capacity of this course is 20 students. But with special case and request, there are chances to increase 4 seats with the permission of Vice Chancellor sir. With his approval, we can increase to 4. So 24 is maximum, and 20 is actual quota. Usually, we are not interested in increasing the seats, but in very special circumstances, this is possible. So please remember and please try to check the website of our university so that you will get the notification. And all concerned students of this university and ex-students also, they can inform to their friends about the admissions. Similarly, for other courses like MSc Botany, MSc Microbiology, the admissions are based on the marks, percentage of marks they got in BSc course. So this is about the admission which is in a current process. Shortly, the examination will, third year examination of the BSc course will complete, and then the admission.
सर म्यूट झालात तुम्ही, चव्हाण सर. चव्हाण सर म्यूट झालात.
कांबळे सर,
हा सर बोला.
सरांना ते लिंक पाठवता का जरा, dradzaadhav@yahoo.co.in.
सर
हा बोला.
सर झूमला जॉईन होणे फार सोपं आहे.
नाही, त्यांच्याकडं ID जो
हा.
नंबर तो टाकून जॉईन होत नाही म्हणते ते. त्यांच्या ईमेल वरून हा ऍड्रेस
सर
जाईल.
मोबाईल नंबर आणि 10 10 10.
आधी मोबाईल नंबर टाकायचा आणि मग 10 10 10 टाकायचं का?
हो, माझा मोबाईल नंबर आहे 901 10 10 314 ID आणि 10 10 10 हा त्याचा पासवर्ड आहे मीटिंगचा आपल्या.
आता तिथं जे जॉईन मीटिंग त्यांच्या लॅपटॉप वरून त्यांना व्हायचंय, तर त्याच्यात कोणते कोणते नंबर टाकायला सांगा मी.
काहीच नाही सर, फक्त मोबाईल नंबर आणि पासवर्ड म्हणून 10 10 10 टाका म्हणा. माझा मोबाईल नंबर द्या त्यांना.
सांगा नंबर सांगा.
ह्याच्यामध्ये आहेच ना PDF मध्ये.
सांगा सर नंबर.
901 10 10 314.
901
10 10 314
10 314. जस्ट वेट.
आणि पासवर्ड आहे 10 10 10.
ओके. सर तुम्ही ही लिंक त्यांच्या ईमेलला पण पाठवून द्या ना, सगळीच आपली ही पूर्ण. मी तर सांगतो का,
ईमेल
सांगतो मी. dradzaadhav
AD
JADHAV @yahoo.co.in.
ठीक आहे सर, पाठवलं. झालं.
झालं.
एक मिनिट.
मी त्यांना बोलतो.
चव्हाण सर, मेल पाठवला मी त्यांना.
बर, आय विल टॉक इन.
याच्यामुळे झोलाचे विषय मागे राहिलाय बघ. हॅलो. चव्हाण सर. चव्हाण सर. चव्हाण सर, हॅलो.
Yes, sir. हा.
मला वाटलं तुम्ही सुरू करा. हे मोठा ब्लँक झाला सर. जवळपास आपण मागचे 20 मिनिट वाट बघत आहोत. तुमचं लेक्चर
आमचं-
अर्ध झालं असतं आतापर्यंत.
आमचं तर चालूच आहे की, नो प्रॉब्लेम.
सर तुम्हीच सुरू करा. मग
हा.
त्या नंतर जॉईन करून घेऊ आपण.
कांबळे
Okay.
सर,
बोला.
सर.
कांबळे सर, चव्हाण सरांचं चालू करा. मीनवाईल ते सर
जॉईन
जॉईन
होत
होतील.
राहते.
हा,
आले बाबा, आले.
चव्हाण सर
आले.
आपण चालू करा.
आम्ही तर कधी चालू करतो, जरा गेस्ट महत्वाचे आहे. आले म्हणतात.
आले
बर
झाले.
बर बर. ओके
Okay.
ओके.
जाधव सर जॉईन झालेले आहेत.
येस.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. So, for audience, I would like to introduce Dr. A.D. Jadhav sir, who is just joined for this webinar. As already I have informed during inauguration that Dr. Adik Rao Jadhav sir, he is in charge and associate professor at Center for Excellence and Incubation in Sericulture at Department of Zoology, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. As you might be well known that Shivaji University, Kolhapur is well known for the entomology department, for entomology specialization, and therefore he has specially started this sericulture division there as incubation center and excellence center. Also, he is working on very common insect around us, that is housefly, and his findings are very remarkable. So he's very experienced fellow. Dr. A.D. Jadhav has worked in Government of Maharashtra in Sericulture Board for several years, and he has very vast experience to make this subject, to introduce sericulture among the farmers, especially in Western Maharashtra and Kolhapur district of Maharashtra. In this connection, he has visited entire India nearly to organize various lectures for the farmers specially. He is a person on field, just not explaining the theoretical matter. He has introduced several hundreds, thousands of farmers in sericulture agro-based industry. As well as in this connection, he has trained not only in India but abroad. He was a technical advisor and expert and trainer for the farmers in Cuba. He especially discussed on this issue directly with the president of Cuba, and he was there for 6 months to train farmers to introduce sericulture in that country also. Similarly, he has various publications, the books in Marathi, especially he written for the farmers. Now, instead of working or along with working on the sericulture insect species, Bombyx morai, he is working on tussar silkworm, and for that his current project is on the forest sericulture process and the upliftment of the tribal communities in the Western Ghats area. So several publications, several visits abroad, and he is an active person in his subject sericulture. So with this small introduction, I request A.D. Jadhav sir, Adik Rao Jadhav sir, our friend, to deliver his talk on the occasion of this webinar. Dr. A.D. Jadhav sir, please. Jadhav sir, your time is 45 minutes or maximum 50 minutes, 5 minutes discussion.
अनम्यूट करा सर, जाधव सर.
Sorry.
Okay.
Good morning, Chavan sir. My
Good
screen
morning.
is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are visible.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you lots for Professor Chauhan sir for my brief introduction. I'm also thankful to the authorities of the SRTM University Nanded. I'm also thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, Sudhir Bhosle sir, and all the authorities and all the participants, delegates, and all the learned faculties from various colleges and teachers. In fact, I'm grateful to Professor Chauhan sir for organizing this national webinar with respect to United Nations World Environmental Day. And on this occasion, really, as Professor Chauhan sir is working for many more things and is constantly associated with the forest ecosystem. So I must congratulate his team and all the colleagues for organizing this event and giving this opportunity to me to share some of my views on sericulture and how this can be useful for forest ecosystem as well as for the tribal welfare. In fact, this was with very short notice, and yesterday also I was too busy with some of the programs. Today also I have 2-3 programs. So in fact, what I was expecting, I was not able to include in my PPT. However, I will try to share some of the good things to you people. As rightly said by the Professor Chauhan sir, we are working here for sericulture for last 10 years. We have started a diploma in sericulture, PG diploma in sericulture, that too for farmers of the Maharashtra, because they have skill, but they don't have scientific knowledge. Moreover, we have also started PG course in sericulture under the specialization program of the zoology. And now, recently we have developed and established a Center of Excellence and Incubation in Sericulture. And to tell all of you, we have received 1.34 crores, that is 134 lakhs from the District Planning Commission, Government of Maharashtra, for promotion of the integrated training centers for the farming community as well as for the student and for the faculties. So in due course, we will try to develop many more things, particularly for sericulture. But see, this is what the picture you will find here. From a illiterate to highly learned person can work for the one or other activities of the silk and sericulture, and that too everybody is able to have a good employment opportunities, entrepreneurship opportunities. That's why we can say that make sure you fit into the cultures. Being a zoologist or a life sciences faculty, we have different cultures. So that is sericulture, aquaculture, pisciculture, then silviculture, vermicomposting, culture is there. So we have different cultures, and that's why we have to see. I am fit for sericulture. So one has to see that in which culture he is really fit and he is really interested. And accordingly, you have to proceed for the further development. Now, see why silkworm? It is a Silk Road. We have 6,400 kilometers Silk Road from China to Rome. It gives the economy to the farming community, tribals, and overall poor people as well as for the riches also. These silkworms and their bioproteins give lots of biomaterials for cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and nutraceuticals. It can act as a bioreactor also in many more ways. We have developed many more vaccines for animals also in Cuba. And that's what silkworm is very useful as a laboratory animal and tool. Then you can see that it builds up a good ecology, because we have many more types of the silkworms. But one day silk is conserving the ecology throughout the country, throughout the globe, and within the state also. Now, these are the, in general, on form and off the form sericulture activities. So actually, on farm activities is cultivation of the host plant. It may be in the forest, it may be in your own land, and whatever. And then you have to rear the silkworms, get the cocoons, and finish the life cycle within 1 month, and you are able to have a monthly income. For the on-farm activities, entrepreneurship can be for the zoology as well as the life sciences student for production of the silkworm eggs, getting the silk thread, that is what we are reeling, dyeing the silk fibers and filaments, weaving. We have a rich cluster of Paithani and Yavla of Pitambara of the Yavla, Himru shawl of the Aurangabad. And then this is what the fabric, world-class fabrics, what we can. Now, this is what the on-farm and of the farm activities. Now see, when we are talking about the India as a whole, these are the silkworms. So mulberry silkworm has a good network throughout the country, within the state as well as at the globe. So this is the largest silk producer in our country. Now this is a tassar silk, which is a one silk, a wild silk, and these activities are worked out in the dense forest by the tribals, by the Dangari community, Dhivar communities, particularly in Vidarbha, and throughout the countries from Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, UP, Orissa, and then part of the northeastern countries. Then Eri silk is the second largest silk producer in our country, and this is also in the wild pockets of the forest. And this silk is promoted largely in Assam and parts of the northeastern states, particularly including Orissa, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, and Sikkim too. And then Muga is again a golden silk, which is again restricted in the northeastern parts of the country. And that too, this is the monopoly of our India, because this silk is produced only in northern Brahmaputra valley of the country. And see, this Tassar, Eri, and Muga, these are the forest-based activities. So the communities, those who are habitant of the forest, they are conserving the forest, they are conserving the ecosystem of many more plant and animals, flora and fauna, and by that way, they are able to get some income out of these activities, what we call as a integrated sericulture activities. And then this is what the Vanna silk, we are producing more than 10,000 metric tons. So crores of rupees we are getting out of the core forest ecosystem by conserving and sustaining the and monitoring the constantly the forest pockets. And this is what the our present silk. Now this is the word map. So this is what China, and this is a Rome, Italy. So this is the Silk Route having the length of 400 kilometers. With this Silk Route, we are able to conserve the forest throughout the globe for one or other activity of the silk and for the processing also. Now this is what the international scenario. I am working with the Thailand group since 2002. So for 19 years, for last 19 years, I am associated with many more activities of the sericulture in Thailand. I have visited many more institutes, universities, and for many more government programs I had been there. So this is one, a peculiar district sericulture office of the Thailand. Just to you see, now what we are doing, okay, we are promoting the students in computer science, then electronics and other things. But we have also lots of importance to promote and conserve the forest ecosystem through validation out of the silk and sericulture sector. Now these pictures is the host plant and silkworm, and this is what the silkworm seed, and this is what the sericulture office scenario fund grade. So naturally the youngsters, those who are interested in bioresource management is a great branch, and we have to promote, being the life science faculties and delegates, why not we have to promote the bioresource management within our country. It's lag culture, sericulture is there, silviculture is there, many more cultures are there. So why not we are getting the patronative group of the students, and by this way it is quite possible to increase. Now this is what the one life cycle silkworm, that is what we call as a Philoxenia ricini. Eggs, then tapioca or castor. Wild castor is grown widely in forests of the northeastern states. Honorable Chavan sir has visited many more times Arunachal and northeastern province. or states, and they have integrated sericulture activity. A family can have in the forest ecosystem itself, they will have a good food plants of the tapioca and castor. They will grow the silkworms. They will get the nutritious pupa, a good moths and good cocoons also. So food, fodder, and your necessity of the cloth will be taken care by the silkworms. So these are the eggs hatching within a 10 days. Then you are able to get the larvae. They will undergo four metamorphosis or molting, and then they will mature. They will form the cocoon, and then from the cocoon again, second metamorphosis will be there, and then you are able to have a good adult moth. So this is what the wild Siri silk from the Erie. This is what a Ahimsa silk, very beautiful silkworms. Beautiful silkworms, you will have a 10-15 mobs, and then you are able to have the a beautiful silkworm rearing, and you are able to get many more things out of it. So this is what I am promoting. These cultures, as I have worked extensively in Vidarbha for 15 years nearly, across the Gondia, Bandara, Gadchiroli, Nagpur. Now this is what the wild silk, what you can do, get the silkworm eggs, rear them under the open protected environment. Now also I have lots of silkworm rearing in my university campus. Grow them, get the pupa and cocoons, and then adults and other things. So this is what the one silk. These are the Anthera mylitta silkworms. These are the full grown on the wild open Terminala arjuna, Terminala tomentosa, Terminala cebula, Terminala catappa, Jujuba jujubas. All these are the primary and secondary food plants, and you have to grow these food plants in the open forest system. So Directorate of Sericulture and Forest Departments of the every state, what they are doing, they are promoting block plantation of the natural host food plants, particularly terminal species in the open forest. And these forest belts will be allotted to the tribals, some of the local habitants of the forest, and these local habitants, they will work 3 or 4 crops in the open forest, and then they will rear these silkworms, and then they are able to have a good income out of the cocoon harvest. A single cocoon of the tussar silkworm can be sold at the rate of ₹5. So this is what a natural resource management within their local areas, local habitants, and naturally by this way, these people are able to conserve open forest as well as forest promoted by different agencies for the welfare of the tribals and communities. So this is what welfare program. This is a beautiful silkworm. I have taken photo in Bandara only when I was working in Bandara. So this silkworm, and then this was reared by me at Bandara only, and I have promoted in Marathwada. Particularly see in Marathwada, I have seen this turmeric plantation is there, and in and around the turmeric plantation, lots of perennial castor plants are grown. These castor plants can be used as a food plant for these Philoxera ricini, and you are able to get the natural Ahimsa silk. So by this way also, you can have your own forest ecosystem within the non-forest agrosystem also. So in Marathwada, lots of turmeric, particularly in Hingoli, Parbhani, and most of the areas, because I have worked in Marathwada for also 3-4 years. So this can be promoted. This one silk activities can be promoted in other things. Now this mulberry also can be grown. We are growing more than 20,000 acres of mulberry in Maharashtra. So per acre 5,000 plants. So 20,000 plant acres means we are growing more than 10 crores of the mulberry trees within the Maharashtra. This is what we are building the forest ecosystem, and we are gaining some of the income for the communities. So this can be, these are the beautiful Anthera mylitta silkworms, which are producing the one-day silk, what we call as a wild silk, or we call it as a kosa silk also. This is very beautiful silk, and usually we use particularly politicians and then royal family peoples, and why not you and me? Because when we are purchasing silk of 100 rupees, the tribal is able to get 57 rupees. Tribal is able to get 57 rupees. So why not you have to purchase your own silk which is produced by the local habitants in the forest. And that's what the welfare for the local habitants. Why to get the imported clothes and other things? Purchase the silk, it gives 60% share to the local habitants or to the villagers or tribal peoples. Now this is what the mulberry. This is just a like students like our students. Just this program was in Thailand. Now why mulberry is it to grow? This is host plant. High biomass production, biomaterial, large area under cultivation, and raw material is available. Now see, with mulberry tree varieties, you can also restore the forest ecosystem. This is what we have developed in our Amravati Silk Farm also, and this is what developed also in many more states. So on the bunds of Marathwada, I have seen when water scarcity is there, just plant the mulberry or any host plant of the silkworm and try to get as a food material for the silkworms. When no silkworms, no environmental conducive environment, then just use these foliage to your milking animals. This is a good fodder. So it requires very little water and its life is more than 100 years. So we can develop, now this I have developed in, we have developed in Amravati State Silk Park. This is what the mulberry. I have also developed many more things in Bandara. So this can be developed in Vidarbha and Marathwada. This is also a mulberry plant. So this is what we can develop and restore the forest ecosystem. This is what the mulberry is developed in Panchgani, Marathwada area, and this photo is actually from Savner Taluka of Nagpur. So just to grow as a tree variety, use at a these trees yield a good mulberry fruits as well as a good fodder and fire also. So restoration is quite possible. Now this is what, as Professor Chavan sir briefed. This system we have developed as a fodder ecosystem in Cuba and Latin America. Now see, I am working with Latin American 16 countries since 2012. And we have developed all these as a moringa, morera, and all these things as a best fodder for the milking animals. And by this way, people are planting in the core forest areas, bunds of the forest area. And by that way, you are developing lots of a dense forest. And we are utilizing these plants for the welfare of the society. Now, as I told you, this is Bombyx mora silkworm, this is Anthera mylitta, this is Philoxera Anthera assamensis, and this is Philoxera ricini. So this 1, 2, and 3, these wild silkworms, we are doing more than 10,000 metric tons of the silk, and all these activities are within the forest areas. So local habitants are able to get lots of income out of these forest development and utilization as a bioresource management. Now see, these are the things what we have, revenue divisions, district tahsils. Why I am telling, within these areas, more than 27,000 gram panchayat. So at every village level also, we can restore the forest, and these forests can be used for promoted integrated forest ecosystem, and to get the bioresource management through lag culture, sericulture, vermicomposting, and even many more conservation of the many more flora and fauna. Now this is what the floral diversity in our state. So all this diversity can be restored in the forest ecosystem, provided you and me are working for the conservation of all these floral diversity. Now this is the faunal diversity. Now our we know that Professor Chavan is very learned person in AYUS, bird diversity, biodiversity, and other things. Recently, he had been, he has a one feather. He had been to Atlantica last year, and really, they are doing very well. So why not you and me can also contribute in a small way to conserve this faunal diversity, also to restore them in the forest ecosystem, along with our own thirst to get the some of the forest products. Now, this is about the silkworms. See, we have more than 466 silkworm breeds. How many? More than 466 silkworm breeds, and those from India and from other countries also. And these germplasm we have managed at Tamil Nadu at Central Institute. And these germplasm resource of silkworm is helping us lots. 466 silkworm breeds. They are helping us lots to get lots of income to the tribal community for giving season specific, region specific, and local area specific breeds so that they can survive in the every state's ecosystem. So restoration of the forest activity through the different silkworm breeds is quite possible, and all these beautiful silkworm breeds are yielding lots of good quality and quantity of the cocoons with a different size and shape and their different characters particularly. And this bioresource is a great important for us. Now this is what the small silkworm, a cocoon of 2 gram weight for Bombyx mori. These are the different breeds of the things. And out of these cocoons, you can have also good handicrafts. Just I had been to Cuba when Fidel Castro died, the president of the Cuba. Under the minister, Rajnath Singh and Home Minister, we were to Cuba for the funeral of the Honorable Fidel Castro. At that time, I have handed over this handicraft out of the cocoon. Why I am telling this? Because along with the forest-based activities, the cocoons which are harvested by the tribals, they can go for good handicrafts, and those handicrafts can be sold at higher prices by the local habitants. And this is what, by that way, they are able to get. Now, this is what I am presenting to Honorable Gadkari sir in the Agrovision of Nagpur. These activities can be promoted to the local tribals. She is a Director General of Cuban Agriculture Ministry and ex-Agriculture Minister of the Cuba with a different handicrafts from the cocoons. See, now this is the moth of Philoxera ricini. This lady, a director from the National Institute of Plant and Animal Health Sciences, she has been to our university, Yamila. So we welcome her with a beautiful moth. So this moth is again from the wild silk, what we call as a Philoxera ricini. You can get thousands of the beautiful moths, and those can be sold as a beautiful handicrafts in the bazaar. And this can be a good entrepreneurship activities for the tribals and their welfare. This is what a real silk rakhi. This is out of the silk thread, and this is what a silk cocoon. This is also silk cocoon. So and this is a handicraft of a moth, Attacus atlas. This is again a wild silk moth, and this is largest moth of the globe and country also. So by this way, you can promote many more things, different breeds of the wild silk moths in the core forest as a core forest activity in consultation with the Forest and Sericulture Department. See, this is a beautiful moth photo I have taken in Bandara, and now this was the world's visiting card by the International Silk Association. So such a beautiful moths are sold in international markets at the cost of $50 to $100. I had been to Indonesia in 2002. At that time, I have seen moth was sold at the cost of $100 on Jakarta airport. So this can be promoted with the tribal people, Dangar communities, Divar communities for promotion of the Tassar silk. So these are the cocoons and other things. Now this is what I was working as a district sericulture officer in eastern part of the Vidarbha. And see, these tribal people, they can be in the forest for 1 month, 2 months. They will stay there itself, and they will protect the forest. They will conserve the forest, and they will protect also silkworms from the core areas which the block is allotted to them under the Inter-State Tassar Sericulture project. So we have more than 1100 hectares of the block plantation promoted by the Forest and Sericulture Department, as well as we have also 80% natural plant population or flora of the terminal species in Vidarbha and Konkan region. So these, my forest of tribal peoples or communities, they can harvest on a large quantity these cocoons. So these cocoons can be sold in the open market to the government as well as for the private people, and by that way, this one silk production for the this works for the deprived societies of the this. This is the beautiful moth of Anthremylite. So just spread on the board, dry it, conserve, and have a good handicraft. This can be sold in the market at the cost of 500 to 1000 rupees. This is what the beautiful photos I have seen, I have shared. Now these are the different varieties from the Japan Silk Museum. In 2019, I was to Japan, and they have conserved many more wild silk moth varieties, and they are promoting moth farming and conservation of these moths for getting the good handicrafts for the tribal communities. So this is what very much important. This is again the silkworm model from the Japan Silk Museum, and these models can be. This is actual silkworm, full grown Bombyx mori, and these are the different types. Now, as I was telling, it is not only promotion of the forest and core activities as a sericulture, but you can get many as a biomaterials, as a cosmetics out of the bioproteins or bio silk material. This can be promoted. Now this is what the nutraceuticals we are promoting. Lots of things with the tribal peoples, and whatever pupas are generated through the silk and sericulture activities, and out of getting the silk thread, the remainder pupas can be dried and sold in the market as a highly proteinous diet. It has more than 70% of the protein. So this can save many more people as a malnutrition from the Adivasis areas of the Melghat and other forest areas. And by these protein powders and other things. Now see, this is what I have seen in Thailand. This is from South Korea, Seoul. I had been there in 2006. This is from the central Thailand. I had been there in 2004. This is again from the one province, Mahasarakam, from the Thailand. And these peoples, these tribal peoples, they can sell these pipas with the masalas and chutneys. This is from the Bangkok street. You will find lots of things as a silkworm pipas as a best diet for the nutrition. Like, people like you and me, they are also able to have these pipas as a diet. Now see, this is on the international airports. So just crispy pupils are available on the international airports, and this can be collected by tribals, and then packing, drying, and processing will give them lots of things. This is what the crispy dish out of the pupas. So this has to be promoted with the tribals of the our state, so that they can have a rich proteinous diet. Now these are the some of the pharmaceutical components out of the fibrin, that is the silk proteins for the things. Now this we have promoted again with the Cubans and Latin Americans. See, this is ostrich farming. This is this poultry, backyard poultry, and this goatry. What we have done, tribals from many more global countries, we have promoted them to use sericulture as a fodder for silkworm, as well as for the fodders of milking and proteinous yielding animals. So we have given slogan as a silk, milk, and meat. Silk, milk, and meat. So this can be easily be available to the tribal communities out of the silk and sericulture activities. So we are promoting on a large scale silk, milk, and meat concept. Now see, when you are growing the mulberries on your bunds or in the forest ecosystem, you are able to have lots of rich mulberry fruits. These fruits, this is a mulberry fruit festival in Thailand. I was there in 2011, and every year they will organize. If you are visiting Mahabaleshwar and Panchgani, They have also now plantation on bunds. We have promoted them and they are harvesting, and these are sold at the rate of 120 rupees. So the Panchgani Mahabaleshwar forest belt is again enriched with the tree plantation of the mulberry. They are able to get the foliage as well as the fruits, and by that way they are working lots. Now see, these are the mulberry leaves in the 5-star hotel, and this is in the weekly bazaar, because mulberry is very rich in protein, minerals, vitamins, and many more things. And this is a good fodder for milking animals as well as for the human beings. So this can be promoted in the as a medicinal plant for the tribal welfare and for the communities. Now this is what a ecosystem. And with the mulberry, large areas under the mulberry food plan, you can have a very evergreen belt, and this can be promoted with the common peoples also. This is what the various group of the Latin America countries, and usually every year I do visit, I interact on one or other concept for welfare and promotion. So this is what I can say, embrace the concept of continued lifelong learning. This is required because I have worked in the open society for informal training with the illiterate tribals, Dangarin communities, and many more marginal farmers, so that they are able to get. This is what the Indonesian peoples with the forest ecosystem, and they are able to get the wild silks, and with the small equipments they are able to have a silk thread with a small cylinder, a small aluminum utensil, and then directly they can get a golden silk, and this can be used as a world class silk, and they are able to export this also. I have inaugurated one of the silk sutra society unit with the tribal peoples from the Indonesia in 2002. That was my maiden visit. This is what the Thailand visit. I have visited Thailand 5 times. But see, this lady has received a Nobel award and Louis Pasteur award. She is promoting with the 3,000 tribal peoples from the Thailand, about 300 kilometers from the Bangkok, and 3,000 tribal peoples. They are engaged in one or other activities of the silk and sericulture, and they are conserving a good base forest for the Vanda silk production. This is what the area of the Latin America for promotion of the food and fodder plants, particularly these core activities. And see, as I was discussing, he is the Fidel Castro. I had been with him thrice, and he received me in 2012 when I worked there for 1 month for promoting the silk and sericulture for conservation of the nature, as well as for their poor and marginal farmers and poor communities. And he received me at his presidential palace. I had been there thrice with him. He died in 2016. But see, more than 190 countries president sat in these chairs with the same chair. I was also with him. This is the chair for any international president who is visiting to the Fidel Castro. Why I achieved all these things? Because this was my interest. So interest in any subject is important, and interest has to be there for promotion of the silk and sericulture culture throughout the globe, within the state and within your local habitants also. So I am working from local to global. So it is everybody is same or similar to me, particularly from the local farming community to the international level global community. See, this man at the age of 89 was very curious to know what can be achieved through the silk and sericulture activities. And since 2011, I am a regular visitor to as a national advisor to their national project. So why not? We have to work for the silk, for the better life and conservation of the forest ecosystem. It is not the work of only United Nations, but I must congratulate persons like Chavan sir, authorities of the SRTM University, and my learned fellows like you, delegates and learned students. We have to be also with one or other activities for the developing entrepreneurship and to give some of the things for our societal part. So we are the part of the society, lab to land and land to lab. This equation has to be there. So thank you once again for patience listening. Thank you, sir. Chavan sir.
Thank you, thank you. So, thank you, Dr. Jadhav sir, and I request all of the participants for this program. If any question you can discuss, or you have few questions about some queries on his talk.
Good
Audience,
afternoon,
please.
Jadhav sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Jadhav sir,
Dr.
I'm
Mulani.
Professor Mulani.
Are, how are you, my friend?
Yes, yes. It is very nice, enjoyable. Yeah, it is a great, excellent.
Sir, you are botanist, sir.
Yes. Very good interaction. It is very nice one. And I hope this will improve and something to be added at our institute. Okay, about sericulture.
Kamble sir, how are you? Lakshmikant
Nice.
Kamble sir.
Great pleasure.
सर नमस्कार एकदम
Yeah.
छान
Yes.
अतिशय सुंदर लेक्चर सर अतिशय सुंदर
Yes.
नाही, नाही, असं
विषय
नाही.
नाही तरी सुद्धा अगदी निरुत्तर करणार तुमचं पूर्ण
खरं
प्रेझेंट
म्हणजे I could not get time. Many more things I was interested to share. But
प्रचंड
I
काम.
cannot deny order of the Chavan sir. Yesterday he told me now you have to be there.
Yes.
Please, sir.
Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. Thank you, sir. From students, any student want to ask any question, please?
Good morning, sir.
Good.
I am a student of biotechnology, and I wish to know
Very good.
if I want to plant mulberry trees and develop sericulture in my farm, how do I proceed from Nanded? I mean, who do I contact and how do I get the silkworms from wherever to my farm?
See, at every district, we have one district sericulture officer. So in Nanded, there is one lady, madam, or I can share also number to Chavan sir. Kadam Sahab is there. So at every district, there is a district sericulture officer. You have to pay 500 rupees. You have to register yourselves with your Satbara Ata of your land, and you are able to get lots of things. Here I have not said, but see, government is giving about 2,80,000 for construction of silkworm rearing set, mulberry plantation, and MREGS as your wage. So why not my young budding researchers can go for sericulture activities?
Thank you, sir.
Jadhav sir.
Sir.
Just I have one question. Namaskar, sir. Actually, our school run the 4 courses, basic 4 courses, zoology, botany, micro and biotech. So our request to Chavan sir is actually many bacterial diseases to the sericulture also.
Yes, sir.
Bacteria causes infection to the sericulture.
Yes, lots of diseases
Isn't
are
it?
there.
So one of the elective course, if we start to the microbiology or biotechnology students, so this will be beneficial to micro
Yes,
students
sir,
as well as
already.
biotechnology students, so they can
As a
attract
open-
to this topic.
As an open elective in present syllabus, we have included sericulture as open elective for those who are interested. Already included, sir.
But syllabus should be concerned to microbiology. So microbial diseases of the sericulture.
I will prepare this syllabus for microbiology course, not in zoology.
See,
Difficult.
Yes, sir.
We have problems.
In fact, yes, Kadam sir, we have one Seri Biotechnology Laboratory in Central Sil Board at Bangalore. So why not you can depute some of the students in the Seri Biotechnology Laboratory at Bangalore. I can coordinate your program. Moreover, we have lots of CPU, NPU, NPV, nucleopolyhedroviral diseases, cytoplasmic polyhedra diseases, protozoal diseases, and lots of fungal diseases. Now we are talking about the mycorrhizasis and other things. But see, in sericulture, we have black fungus, green fungus, and white fungus. Our farmers are well oriented, but you people can give them real scientific knowledge for silkworm diseases and their management.
So such courses can be bridge courses to the zoology as well as microbiology.
Yes.
So this
Yes,
will be
that's true.
more beneficial.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Possible, sir. We will try in collaboration.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you Micro and zoology department, surely we can conduct this kind of courses. Okay.
Yes.
Any question from students, faculty?
Even
Kamble
Chavan sir, you can share my number whenever they get time.
Yes,
They can
yes,
interact with me.
Yes. For all students and audience, I request that at Shivaji University, Kolhapur, at Department of Zoology, Dr. A.D. Zadav is working there as agriculture in charge, whole and soul. You can visit anytime. He will introduce what is going on, what are possibilities, how you can start your business at your farm, and all that he will introduce after his approval. Okay. You have to call him few days before, and you have to take the appointment so that he will give you time. So all of you can join. So we have introduced in our university for zoology course entomology papers, 2 papers, especially basic entomology and applied entomology, as well as for all those interested people, all those interested students of all faculties. We have a small course of 2 units: introduction to sericulture, introduction to fisheries, introduction to goat farming. All that agro-based industry subjects we have included in our syllabus. Please, you can select, you can read or refer our syllabus. So I think there are no more questions to Dr. A.D. Zadav sir. I thanks again. With short notice, Dr. A.D. Zadav sir, our friend, is ready to deliver his talk, and very informative. Actually, he can talk on sericulture for whole day, because he has spent his whole lifetime in sericulture in all parts of Maharashtra, in other countries, and he is advisor to many countries. He is neighbor at our Kolhapur, but he has visited whole world just on the base of this sericulture business, and his interest to propagate this knowledge. His interest is to tell the importance of the basics of this zoology-based subject, that sericulture. So thanks again, Dr. A.D. Zadav sir.
Yes,
With
sir.
short
Thank you,
notice,
lots.
he agreed and delivered his
Yes.
talk. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I will leave. I have one meeting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You
Yes,
are
sir.
permitted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you, sir.
So, Dr. Kamble sir,
Yes, sir.
may I start my presentation immediately?
Yes, sir. कारण वायकर सर काय जॉईन झाले नाहीत. बिफोर स्टार्टिंग युअर प्रेझेंटेशन मला त्यांचा नंबर द्या.
वायकरांचा का?
हो.
Just.
म्हणजे मी त्यांना घेतो आपल्या कळपामध्ये.
The reason Dr. Vaikar is not joining, because at his university he is a Dean Faculty of Science and Honorable Minister of Higher Education Sawant Sahib. He is on tour to visit his university, because they are visiting Python to establish, or they are discussing about the Sant University development activities, and to see the area at Python. He might be in travel with
हे मला माहिती आहे ते.
संध्याकाळी अचानक त्यांना फोन आला आणि त्यांना सांगितले गेले की उद्या सावंत साहेब व्हिजिट करणार आहेत. आता सध्या ते व्हाईस चान्सलर बरोबर आहेत. होप मी त्यांना सगळं सांगितलेलं आहे की जाधव सरांचं लेक्चर आहे, त्याच्यानंतर माझं आहे. जेव्हा शक्य होईल तुम्ही जॉईन व्हा. आणि अतिशय गोड विषयावर ते बोलतात, मधुमक्षिका पालन, एपिकल्चर, आणि त्याच्यावर
विषयच गोड आहे.
हा,
मधुमक्षिका म्हणजे विषयच गोड आहे. परंतु आपण काय करूयात सर, मेन व्हाईल तुमचं लेक्चर होईपर्यंत जर जॉईन होण्याची पॉसिबिलिटी असेल, then we'll continue, otherwise we'll end the program after your
त्यांचा नंबर घ्या प्लीज.
Yes sir, please.
Dr. B.B. Vaikar.
Number
9284 55 3922. I repeat, 9284553922. दूसरा नंबर आहे नेक्स्ट 897576 8909. I repeat,
yes sir,
897576
okay sir, please
तुम्ही त्यांना
continue.
दरम्यानच्या
सर
काळात
तुम्ही तुमचं व्याख्यान कंटिन्यू करा. Meanwhile, I will try to get him.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Please start.
Huh.
You are already co-host. You can share your screen and start the proceedings.
Share. वय ये क्या है शेअर में अरे शेअर मध्ये गुगल ड्राईव्ह मायक्रोसॉफ्ट ड्राईव्ह म्हणते फोटो बिटो करून करायचे
सर अगोदर प्रेझेंटेशन ओपन करा
ओके जस्ट वेट
त्याच्यानंतर तिकडे मायग्रेट व्हा झूम मधून
असं का बरं 1 मिनिट हा फाईल बर्ड
किंवा सर मला पाठवा किंवा विक्रांतला पाठवा
झालं की ओपन हा
आता झूम मध्ये या आणि झूम मधून स्क्रीन शेअर करा आता ऑप्शन येईल तुम्हाला
झूम शेअर स्क्रीन मध्ये
हा आता बघा गुगल ड्राईव्ह हे ते
गुगल ड्राईव्ह आलं ना
त्याच्या पुढे बघा
बॉक्स फोटो डॉक्युमेंट वेब URI
ओके तिथे येतोय ऑप्शन तुम्हाला पॉवर त्याचा कोणत्या ऍप्लिकेशन मध्ये ओपन केलंय ते बघा
याच्यामध्ये आहे PDF आहे ड्राईव्ह मध्ये येईल का सर
नाही सर ते PDF व्ह्यूअर मध्ये येईल किंवा ओपन ऑफिस मध्ये त्याला ओपन करा की तर तुम्ही कोणतेही ऍप वापरताय PDF व्ह्यूइंग करण्यासाठी PDF गुगल व्ह्यूअर वापरताय किंवा दुसरं कुठलं ते तुम्हाला माहिती आहे ते ऍप्लिकेशन तिथे लिस्ट होते गुगल ड्राईव्हच्या नंतर
1 मिनिट सर चूज फाईल PDF आहे का डाउनलोड्स मध्ये आला असतं ना बॅक download.
Sir, if you click share, there is an option of screen below bookmarks. You can click it to share your mobile screen.
Are you getting, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir. Ala.
Sir.
Okay. So, dear all participants, so this is my second talk for this webinar, and I'm very happy to share this first slide. On this occasion, this is a drone photograph from my own drone I tried from in front of your university. कांबळे सर ऐकायला येते का स्क्रीन दिसतो
स्क्रीन दिसतोय तुम्हीही दिसताय ऐकायला पण येतंय
व्हेरी गुड व्हेरी गुड व्हेरी गुड
म्हणजे माझे कान आणि डोळे दोन्ही काम करतात
Unfortunately, I didn't get the award for this competition, which I was registered for photography competition. But this is very nice photograph. My plan is to display in our school as a very large photograph of this particular. So anyway, for this today's presentation, my subject the topic is role of birds in ecosystem restoration. Okay. So from sericulture, we are going to again to nature, and for the study of birds, it is not possible to see at home. We have to go to nature, and we need to go ecosystems to search the interaction of these beautiful creatures with the nature. So this is some introduction. This slide is about the introduction of the global diversity of bird species. It has been estimated the number is 96,545 species have been discovered with the major details. Major details, I mean photographs, videos, then sound records, species with videos. All these details have been recorded for the 96,000 species. It has been guessed that, postulated that there are about 10,000 biological avian species. By the concept of biological species, there are 10,000 species of birds living in the world, and various ornithologists are searching for the species diversity all over the world in very remote parts that might have not discovered, but it is going on. So when we see the avian diversity in India, it is just 1318 species. फक्त 1318 species आहे. त्यातल्या exclusively endemic that only found in India are 57 species. Of that, 3 are breeding endemic to India only. So this is about the diversity of the birds, and for the information to the students and researchers, I would like to share that it's a very difficult task to get a new species in many phyla or in many fauna. We search various new species, but to search a new bird species is a very difficult task as the diversity and the habitat variation is concerned. Then let's see another introduction, that what is food of the birds. So food, they can survive on selecting various kinds of food, but there is specificity about the food in birds. Some are only insect feeders, some feed on fishes, some are grain feeders, some feed on various reptile species, some feed on the birds, or some having some mixed kind of the food material. Aquatic plants, or some are carnivorous, some are the scavengers on dead animals, some are very have selected very nice food as a nectar from flowers. They feed entire flowers or seeds. So based on that, the birds having this kind of variety of feeding habits: herbivorous, insectivorous, carnivorous, piscivorous, granivorous, scavengers, etc., etc. Right. And then this is another slide explaining, just we are trying to know about what is food, what is shelter, or what is nest of the birds. The nests are of various kinds. Birds use various kinds of nests in nature. So some nests are in aquatic environment, some nests are at ground, open ground, okay, at the coast of the reservoirs or water bodies. Then few are cliff nests, okay, plant-made nests like Baya Weaver, they build the hanging nest what we see in our surrounding. Various synthetic materials also being used by birds in constructing their nest. Then the man-made shelters used as nests, for example, pigeon, okay, or this Acrobacterys tristis, or what we call in Marathi as saunke. They use the man-made house, buildings, offices to use as a shelter. And many birds use trees as their shelter without constructing any nest. Whole tree is their nest as a protection. Then special constructed nest we found near the bushes. Even in the crop fields we get some nest. Then using mud, some birds like swifts and swallows, using feathers and their saliva, they prepare the kind of nest. So from ecosystem is concerned and the restoration is concerned, if we see the birds and their requirements, we found that plant materials are important, gravels are important, mud is important, feather, clay, okay. These all waste materials also, sometimes they use synthetic materials in nest construction. Metal wires, even we saw, we could find out hairs from saloon are being carried by birds and they are using as a cushion for their young ones. Okay. So all such things what we found in our surrounding, in ecosystems, which we don't care or which we even don't know the importance, They are important for various creatures, and especially it's a very huge aspect that nest building in animals as a whole, in on animal kingdom as a whole. If we focus on only birds, bird need this kind of things. What other group need, we have to study that. That's another part. Then, what is ecosystem? What is ecosystem restoration? So the theme of this program is ecosystem restoration. Whatever ecological, the idea is whatever ecological things or whatever ecosystems, food chains, food webs, interactions which we found in nature, that we need to restore, that we need to maintain, conserve, and that is why we can save our lives. We can save this ecosystem. We could not ignore other creatures and their survival, their needs. This earth, at many places, in many conferences, I explain this sentence that this earth is not only made for human being, it is home for various creatures also. And they have the equal rights to live on this earth. So we are not, human being is not a natural animal nowadays. It is completely a artificial creature, and we have modulated, we have formulated art and just folded all ecology, all biological rules, and as per our so-called well-developed brain, we have destroyed our ecosystem. So in the interest of human survival, in the interest of human needs, many things in nature we found get damaged, and that need to be restored, and it is possible by caring what are the creatures in our surrounding. So in this lecture, I have focused only on the birds as one group, because all groups we could not cover under one lecture. So the natural interaction of creatures within themselves as well as with physical environment as a definition. There are several definitions of ecosystem, but my definition or my understanding is this one. We could not survive, just living beings could not survive. We need some physical factors. We need special temperature, we need specific food, we need specific survival conditions, what we call as habitat. And with that interaction, we could survive. Same is case for other creatures also. Okay. So the food, energy, nutrient recycling by decomposition and all microbial processes, the abiotic factors, these are the pillars of every ecosystem. So the birds needs all these things. So practice of renewing and restoring the degraded or damaged ecosystem and habitat is nothing but ecosystem restoration. The restoration may be by active participation of human being, as well as the birds. So the focus is how birds have their role in ecosystem restoration, how they help for human being, how they help this ecosystem, how the birds are part of this ecosystem. That I would like to explain by giving several examples of the birds and their photo, their role in ecosystem, like that. So the restoration is any international activity. Okay, sorry, intentional activity by human being. Okay, actually, it is natural activity, but we are not natural animals, and that is why intentionally we try to modulate this whole ecosystem processes. By anyway, as one of the intellectual animals on this earth, we have to understand these ecological processes going on in nature, and we need to restore these all things that are indirectly associated, indirectly related to survival of the human race. Then how the birds are related to restoration of the ecosystem that are explained here, means how birds are useful in the ecosystem processes. For example, the first we see here, it is important in pest control. Okay, various insect pests which we kill by spraying various insecticides and pesticides. They're naturally controlled by the birds, various species of birds, which is a food. Insect is a food of several birds, several insectivorous birds we found. Examples, common examples which we found in our surrounding, that woodpecker or the robins, then green bee eaters, the sparrow, common sparrow, the drongo or harriers, kestrels, owls. All these birds are related to pest control in the ecosystem. The important is, just by reading these names, you could not get the figure. What is that bird and so on. That need to study the diversity again. So just to remember, these are the birds have a role in pest control. They are pollinators. Another important role. Without birds, 11,000 plant species on this globe will be without pollination. They will not grow, they will not propagate. And this is the importance of role. We could not imagine this. 11,000 species birds नसतील तर pollination होणारच नाही. There are several other pollinating agents, but some plants depend on birds only. Very commonly related birds related for this pollination activity. As we know, the sunbirds visit various flowers. Single sunbird suck the nectar from around 5,000 flowers in a day. इतकं visit करते ते. We can imagine this single bird, role of a single bird. I mean, we need to protect the diversity. We need to specific requirement of a specific creature. Which sunbird need which kind of flower? There are 100 and plus species of sunbirds. We found few in our surrounding, but globally this number is very rich, and all they are related to pollination. They are not interested basically in pollinating. They just visit to get the food, but in indirect second activity they perform is pollination. Then many birds are having their role in seed dispersal. Okay, the common quail, what we observe in surrounding, then barbets, the robins, the parrots, they are fruit-eating birds. They consume the fruits. Along with that, they consume the seeds also, and that doesn't get digested, get defecated. But the place of defecation is far away, and in that way, they spread these seeds. Okay. Then another role is in aquatic ecosystem. They maintain the aquatic ecosystem by cleaning the organic waste, organic debris or pollutants indirectly. Okay. वेगळं पोल्युशन कंट्रोलसाठी फार मोठं वेगळं एफर्ट घ्यायची गरज नाही. लिमिटेड जर ऑर्गॅनिक जो सोर्स आहे पोल्युटनचा तो जर लिमिटेड राहिला, and if we protected the birds which depend on these organic materials from the aquatic ecosystem, they clean, they feed, okay, on these things. Some are scavengers, like very well known vultures, the role of vultures. Without vultures, the dead bodies will decompose, no problem, microbes will perform their role, but it might be a very long lasting process, and the foul smell and all that, the air pollution, and if their body is near the human habitation, we face several problems, pathogen spreads and all that, disease spread may occur. So it was found that the vultures played very huge role in recycling this nutrient or in scavenging the dead animals during Bhopal tragedy, right? So the vulture number is now very reducing, and they are under, several species are under critical endangered threat, and so birds have one of the important group in scavenging the dead bodies. Then these are indications or indicators of ecosystem change. Okay, many birds we have, if we see carefully the activities of birds going on in our surrounding, we can just predict that there may be a heavy rainfall, there may be no rainfall, there may be a chance of coming or onset of rainfall or onset of monsoon by just observing the activities, right? that I will explain just now after this slide. So the indicators, birds are indicators and forecasters for human being or in this ecosystem. Let's see one by one. This is a very common species. We got this photo from Asna River in our surrounding area. These are the Gargani. Okay, these are winter visitors. They are actually northern parts of India, but they are sand sanitizers and filter feeders. They filter throughout day all coastal sand and they try to collect the food material required. So if we do not care the existence of these birds, if we hunt these birds and if we disturb these feeding activities of these birds, this all sand sanitization filtration will stop. Okay. By machines, what we perform the functions, the nature perform the functions just by interactions, and this is the best example. Then this is very common duck we found in nearby any water body. Okay, and it is an indicator of a non-polluted water body. Okay, these species will never visit any dirty water body. If we found this bird, then it can be predicted, okay, it is not major damage to the aquatic ecosystem. Okay, this is a bioindicator species, we may say. Then this is a open bill stork. Actually, it's very difficult to find out in our region. They are very shy birds. They found in backwaters of any stagnant water body, backwater of a reservoir or backwater of a pond where there is a shallow water. At such places, we found these open bill storks. At various bird sanctuaries and protected areas, we found these birds, and they depend on the important factor at what I want to explain here is they need shallow water. In this much water also they can feed. Okay, but problem is we change the water levels. Okay, rivers have their specific patterns of flooding, specific timing of flooding or decreased levels during summer, but all these are altered. All these ecosystems are altered as per the human need. Therefore, specific depths, specific areas required for feeding for the birds, we are not providing them. And that is why for simple feeding purpose, instead of getting or whatever they could get the food from ecosystem, more energy they spend for searching the food. Okay, actually every creature need food, but they are getting food, but more energy they are spending, and that is creating a problem for their survival indirectly. Means for that effect on egg laying, indirectly reproduction, indirectly the population status of these various creatures. So this is another example of a bird, what we call as a common coot, Fulica atra, right, which we found in large number at Godavari near bridge, near our city. We found this because nearby city, still today in many metros as well as in large cities, towns, the waste generated from human habitation is directly released into the rivers, and that is creating algal blooms, harmful insects, and the foul smelling of water, as well as many unwanted and waste things, garbage we dump in the rivers. So if we found this bird, no need to check the water. It is already polluted, worst water, right? So just as an indicator. Okay. Except these, there you may get some cormorants. Other ducks and garganis and the pintels and all that you will not found in such dirty water. So this is a bioindicator of pollution, right? This is a scavenger bird. Then very common scavenger we found as a kite, common kite, Gharjala manto. These are the important species which maintain the ecosystem and they clean the dead animals in our surroundings. Then this is another species you might have seen. We have this photo at our school, and you can see that also. So it is effective natural scavenger at the river coast. There might be some dead bodies or the waste materials left after feeding by other animals, mainly fishes. Okay, this is fish eating kite. It is named as Brahmini kite, but it is a fish eating kite. And whatever dead fish especially found at the coastal region of various river ecosystems, you will find large number of these birds, and they are scavengers. You can imagine if no such birds at these ecosystems, the ecosystem will pollute. Okay, ecosystem and other dependents and other whole food chain will disturb. So single species disturbance may cause the disturbance to the whole food chain, as we know, as a rule of biological systems. Then this is another beautiful bird which found we commonly, and these are very shy at the water bodies. Again, in backwater we found it is a purple moorhen. It need fresh fleshy leaves of various weeds and also feed on dead fish, mollusks. But nowadays, what we found in our all several visits to the water bodies, it has been modified its feeding habit to scavengerous mode. पाण्याच्या बाहेर हे ह्यांना नाव आहे पानकोंबड्या. Okay, these are water hens. Purple moorhen is a water hen. Another is there are 2-3 species found in our area, but this is most common, purple moorhen. The neck is purple color. It is coming outside the water bodies, outside the rivers, and it is searching as like land birds, whatever possibility of getting the food. Why this is going on? Because it is not getting its required food. It's required food in the water. So these very thin, very sensitive interactions we need to find out, and these are the indications of changing ecosystems in recent time. These are the greater flamingo. One of the flamingo species we found, they migrate to India every year at the onset of the monsoon. They prefer saline water, salty water. So main area is the estuaries where they go for filter feeding, and at the established large water bodies like the Nath Sarovar near Aurangabad, or Nandur Madneshwar Bird Sanctuary, or Uzni River or Uzni Bhigwan Bird Sanctuary near Solapur, and some areas of Jayakwadi as well as. So in Godavari River system, we found flamingo, no doubt. Okay, near Mumbai coast, there are flocks of flamingo, but especially at Uzni, you will find these species. So what they do, they are filter feeders. So for non-zoology people, I would like to explain. Please remember the feeding habits of flamingo. Flamingo doesn't feed on any fish. बरेच जण म्हणतात की मी फ्लेमिंगोला फिश खाऊ घातला, त्यांनी फिश गिळून घेतला, नसन तसन, सब कुछ बकवास. Okay, they are filter feeders. They have a sieve-like structure in their beak, and just they drag the beak in water and they filter feed. They feed on especially organic debris, the protozoans, some microflora might be they might be consuming. So they need very small planktonic food material as well as the microbial size of food, organic debris, and in search of that they migrate several thousands of kilometers distance mainly from South Africa to India and nearby Asian countries. So they are the sanitizers, I will say, sanitizers of the ecosystem. When they feed, as we see, hundreds of these flamingo reach to the water bodies and they filter the water, they remove the organic debris and make the water clean. So we need to facilitate these birds, no need to disturb these birds. Many times the birders itself disturb the birds. You are going for study, no doubt. You may be a amateur photographer, you may be interested in bird studies, but you should take care of the ethics in birding. ethics in biodiversity studies. You should not disturb these creatures. Many times we found the people who study the birds themselves, they disturb the birds. And for new ornithologist or budding ornithologist, my message is, please read the ethics, read the methods of birding, procedures of birding, then the equipments and all requirements for the birding, and then go for study. Just having a camera or having a mobile phone, you could not photograph the birds. It is against the rule of birding. So this is another species what we call as lesser whistling ducks, right? And they are in a flock of some 10, 12 or more than that. And they are also require, if you see the photograph, they need such a shallow water. More than the depth of this, they could not feed because they are small creatures. They could not dive to collect the food material. They need coastal water, and they are filter feeders again. Okay, they filter the entire sand. And if we see um, uh, these birds, it is an indication that there is some organic debris in the water, and it is an indication of the water is going on in pollution stage, and we have to take the care of these species about their existence and feeding activities. In pest control, agriculture as well as some various venomous creatures also controlled by birds that we shall see here. In the crop pest control, the drongo, we found 4 species of drongo: black drongo, silver drongo. Okay, and they are the effective biological agents in controlling the pest. Many times it has been blamed to the birds that they destroy a lot of crop, grain especially, but their role in toto, in general, in whole, as a whole, they destroy lot of insects, and in that response, or for that they get very little quantity of the grains. Their main interest is not to feed the grains. Few might be consuming the grains, especially sparrows, but these creatures, they destroy or they use several insect species which damage the crop. This is another species, coppersmith barbet, which we found. This is not a very common bird. We found sometimes it is under a little bit rare category, and it is an effective pest controller. Then very common bee eaters we found, common bee eaters, and they are the pest controllers. They eat, they consume bees, but also they feed on variety of other insects. So this common peafowl, nowadays the peafowl population is increasing in Marathwada and various agriculture sectors. No doubt, because it is a national bird, it is protected in India, but we found it is damaging, or it damaged the crops, but in against that, it save human life. It is effective killer of various harmful snakes which may enter in your habitation or in your agriculture fields. So as a part of ecosystem, some snakes are killed by the people, and they consume. So the harmful creatures, what we call, nothing is harmful, beneficial. This is our definition, but these are very important part in the agriculture food chain. And yes, as our national bird, I will say we need to protect it. Then fortunately we got the photo with the bee. So little pied this flycatcher is effective insect pest controller. Then the mating calls of this Indian roller at the onset of monsoon, or this is indicator of the monsoon will shortly start. Okay, so these calls, based on these calls only, the farmers earlier, now we are having very modern equipments and satellites to forecast the weather and the monsoon, but many times it fails. But these birds having a very wide range of travel and the observations and the experience and their sixth sense, what we call as natural sixth sense, to predict the things in surrounding in ecosystem, and they are effective pest controllers also. So this is an important bird we found in aquatic ecosystem. They alarm. Okay. In rest of the time, if there is no problem in their surrounding, problem in the sense if there is no any enemy animal which may disturb its nesting or which may destroy the young ones of this bird, in that time they will not make their harsh calls. Otherwise, what they do, they fly and they make calls, and this is an indication that something is happening, some interactions are happening, some intruder has been entered in the habitat. So this is the indication of the calls to other creatures in the nature. Okay, if you visit a water body, then the first disturbed bird is this one, red-battled lapwing. So these are the alarming activities of the birds which alarm us, that habitat intrusion has been occurred, that has been alarmed. Then a rain forecast also alarmed by the birds, then season change also alarmed. Okay, then the water quality changes also alarmed by the, just no need to check anything, parameters you can check for various your research purpose and all that, that's a different thing, but just a observation, I mean, in a broad sense we can guess that what is going on in particular ecosystem with the observation of the creatures, especially birds in the particular ecosystem. So this is a francolin or gray francolin, what we call that it makes a mating call, and when we found the mating calls of the gray francolin in agriculture area in our surrounding, the people living in city don't experience these things, but farmers in villages experience these things, that the mating call or the francolin is making huge large calls and frequent calls, and that indicates there is possibility of a heavy rainfall, and accordingly farmers prepare themselves for protecting their field and protecting animals and various agriculture activities. So this is a very important simple indicator. What we need to understand what is the bird, what is its call, what is the nature of call, and based on that this is possible. Okay. So the call of gray hornbill is indication of end of winter. When we found the calls, a very typical call, cracking call of the hornbill we found in our university area or in scrublands or in deciduous forest areas, when there is onset of summer and end of this winter in our area, these birds makes the call because they reach our area from other areas. जिथं हिवाळा संपतो त्यावेळेस आपल्या भागात येतात, म्हणजे आधी ते दुसरीकडे कुठं तर राहत असतात. They might be living somewhere else and they migrate to our place. So just the simple observation that it is indication that now the winter is over. Okay. Then yes, these are the benefits from the birds to restore our ecosystem, to maintain the surrounding as well as their role in ecosystem as various indicators, controllers, etc., etc. Then what these birds are facing problem, we have to see this aspects also. Okay, this aspect also. To restore this ecosystem, birds are essential, but facing man-made problems. Major problems if we see in general that are man-made. Ecosystem मध्ये माणूस सोडून, except human being or other creatures don't live without rule of nature. They follow the rules of nature, except human being, and that is why whatever problems we found indirectly that are man-made, and that are creating problems for the survival of the birds. Survival in the sense getting food, getting shelter, getting mate, or suitable environment, suitable habitat. These problems birds are facing. What are these major threats to the birds that we need to take care that deforestation is a very commonly discussed issue, deforestation, and this is the indirect effect on birds. What deforestation? If we kill or if we cut a tree, we destroy the nest of hundreds of birds, right? Then the loss of food and feeding grounds. In the interest of getting food from various ecosystems, the feeding grounds and food has been altered, changed by human being, and this is a major threat to, especially to aquatic birds. Then hunting is another problem. Many birds are hunted in the interest of requirement of a protein from the nature by human being. There are interactions, one kill other and they get the food. If we consider human being as a natural animal, we can kill we kill various animals, but the problem is if a predatory bird kill a herbivorous or a granivorous bird, it kill only one as per his requirement, but human being kill thousands. Okay, there is no limit. We don't follow the rule of nature. We say that we are animals, we can eat and we can consume as a part of ecosystem food chain, but how much quantity that we ignore, and this is a major issue of hunting. The climate change is another issue birds are facing, and it is a natural or man-made. There is another big discussion, debate on climate change and effect on bird. There may be a different presentation. Then excess of human interfere in the bird habitat, also a major threat to the bird. Then in that we found the tourism, then recreational activities, then birding, then scientific studies that disturb the bird habitats. Also, the water pollution, then use of pesticides, runoff, and insecticides in the agriculture system. These are the major threats. And all these, if we see, these are man-made. हे सगळे माणसांनी केलेले प्रॉब्लेम्स आहेत. So over harvesting and the destruction of natural aquatic resources also a major problem. Okay, overfishing, sand dredging, right? The photograph in earlier slides, what we observe, these are the for example, these whistling ducks, okay, or these spot-billed ducks. They need shallow water and sandy coast, and in that only they can rest, they can feed. But if we dredge the sand in very large quantity, what that disturbs their food, that disturbs the requirement. They could not get the food. They reach to another area where they in search of suitable condition. Then also there are also human being, and we are fishing and creating problems, dredging the sand, excavating the materials from the water resources. They search another place. In this whole business, the birds are losing the energy. Birds are not getting sufficient food. अर्धपोटी पक्षी आहेत बरेचसे असं माझं म्हणणं आहे. Okay, as per my experience, lot vast experience in the fields, what we observe. Okay. Then destruction of a roosting place. Roosting place means resting place, what we call as. It is in an ornithological term, it is a roosting place. Every species of bird need a specific area, specific tree, specific type of habitat to rest at night. Okay. And that has been disturbed by destroying the requirements of the bird habitat. Then the destruction of wetlands, unexpected rise and fall in the water levels. Okay, all ecosystems, aquatic ecosystems in India, especially in various parts of India, are altered, changing. Okay, as per requirement of human being. Then deforestation, then hunting, then destruction of nesting areas, all that. Laid eggs also killed, and chicks are also killed. So these are the disturbance we face. Very few slides remain, 3-4 slides, and within that I will wind up. So this is an example, best example we see at how birds are disturbed for not getting food. Okay. So these all which we found, the sun drying of fishes, this is food of fishes in the deep sea water or in the deep water of the river. This is a scene at near Dharmabad during my project. I got it. So such a large quantity, if we remove very small fishes from these habitats, how birds will get? No possible. They migrate to other place. At other place also same thing is going on. So the demand of human being from nature is in such a large quantity that other creatures and their requirements we ignore, and that need to be taken care. And that is why fish culture activities, fish culture research, fish culture education is required, so that in a confined area, we can culture lakhs of thousands of fishes instead of harvesting the fishes from natural resources. This is another scene. You see, water level is very shallow. This is near a Cherli bridge, or just you see, this is the area of Godavari River near Dharmabad and that Jarikot village and various other parts. You found at hardly at 100 feet distance there is fishing activity going on, and this is the requirement during summer to fattening the body, to make store more energy for future reproduction in coming monsoon season for the birds. But they are not getting food because of such heavy overfishing in the habitats. And then this is another problem we can see. Except this photo, all photos are of myself. मी काढलेले आहे. This is from internet. You can get on internet also. This is the hunting practice of the birds going on in many parts of villages. These are the painted storks they killed, and this is very this painted stork now under near threatened category. Okay, very few. It has been estimated only 10,000, some 12,000 birds population remain in India. 10,000 painted stork राहिलेले आहे. If this way hunting goes on, not only direct hunting, but if not getting sufficient food, not getting good habitat, not getting place to build their nest, they may be destroyed. So the conclusion is ecosystem restoration need bird conservation. So this is conclusion of my chapter. And with this, we can say that the ecosystem, if you want to restore, you need to take care of the water creatures. What is their role in your surrounding in various ecosystems? It's a very huge aspect, huge part of a study. Ecosystem, not a simple issue to discuss upon here. We have not taken here the role of plants as such in this particular webinar. We may have another webinar series on role of plants in ecosystem restoration. Due to time limit and emergency in organization of this kind of workshop, we can plan next year a well-planned workshop or a particular webinar on role of microbes, another webinar, role of plants, another. So this way, if we want to restore our ecosystem, we need to restore the birds, avian population also. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, any questions, please? कांबळे सर.
सर वायकर सरला फोन करा.
आता काय फोन करा?
सर फ्री आहेत.
फ्री आहेत?
हो हो, मला फोन आला होता त्यांचा, बोललो. पण सरांना जॉईन होता येत नाहीये झूमला.
काय प्रॉब्लेम?
काय प्रॉब्लेम? ईमेल पाठवा म्हणले, ईमेल 2 वेळेस पाठवले मी.
Okay, I will call.
Somebody has to be there for his help.
Okay. बघूया काय रिझन आहे ते.
ओके,
मी कॉल करतो.
कॉल करा. मीनवाईल प्रश्न तयार होतील, मग खूप सारे पशु पक्षी येतील तुमच्या दिशेने, त्यांना सॉल्व्ह करा.
कांबळे सर.
हा सर, म्हणाले सर.
सर कुठे बाहेर आहेत का वायकर सर?
नाही आहेत. त्यांना जॉईन होता येत नाहीये, काहीतरी प्रॉब्लेम आहे. हा, त्यांची ट्युनिंग मॅच होते तर पटकन समजेलही त्यांना.
So in meantime, please, the audience, those who have joined, we can discuss on issues. Dr. Mulani Sahab, our ex-director and the naturalist and photographer of our university, has photographed several birds, several insects,
Yes.
butterflies, moths in our university area.
Yes, yes, yes.
Outside university area where he visited, I don't know, but he can interact with me on this occasion to discuss on various issues related to birds.
It is very nice. In fact, the restoration of ecosystem needs very systematic work as far as the birds, insects, butterflies, all these, the components have to be conserved, and that needs basic is the plantation. We have to have a systematic plantation, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Systematic plantation in the sense, whatever requirements are there for birds, those plants need to be suggested and we should grow. Like, for example, I can cite some example, the plants like Ficus glomerata, जे आपल्याला माहित आहे उंबराचं झाड,
Yes,
उंबर,
yes.
वड अशी झाडं लावायला पाहिजेत की जी ज्याला पक्षी जास्त प्रेफर करते. किंवा बटरफ्लाईज साठी आपल्याला जर काय करायचं असेल तर त्यांना कुठली झाडं आवडते अशा पद्धतीचं. सो देर शुड बी कोलॅबोरेटिव्ह इफेक्ट इनिशिएशन टू स्टार्ट सच ऍक्टिव्हिटी. तर आपल्या
Yes.
सर्वांचं योगदान असायला पाहिजे सर याच्यामध्ये, बर का
Yes,
चव्हाण
yes,
सर.
Yes,
Sir,
yes, yes.
हा, तर म्हणजे बाबा तुम्ही सजेस्ट करायला पाहिजे सर ही झाडं लावा, किंवा हे बर्ड्स येतील, किंवा हे बटरफ्लाईज आपल्याला या झाडं लावले तर जास्त येतील. आपल्याकडे बघितलं असेल आपण, रातराणीचे झाडं कमी आहेत कॅम्पसमध्ये, नाहीच असं कुठं दिसत नाही मला रातराणी आहे, दिवसराणी आहे, नंतर आणखीन अशी बरीच झाडं आहेत, भोकरीचं झाड आहे म्हणा. तर अशा, so there is a very nice interaction and lecture by you which gave a very good idea about the bird, how we can, and what type of bird, what is the necessity of conservation. It is very good occasion that things have been discussed very nicely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I am very happy.
Some more
It is very nice.
from students, please. Anyone?
Yes.
Sir, my question was very neatly explained by Mulani sir. I was about to ask what we should do to improve the situation, but Mulani sir explained that we have to plant trees and all that.
Yes, yes, yes. Right, right. Few more questions.
Yes, student can ask question, their queries. It is very nice interaction. You can get your queries to be solved.
Mr. Arun Kumar Jadhav, any question?
Arun is there.
हो आहे. वायकर सर जॉईन झालेत बहुतेक.
वा 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 वा.
कांबळे सर नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार नमस्कार साहेब.
खूप धावपळीत थोड्या वेळासाठी झालं, सुरुवात करतो हजेरी लावतो.
वायकर सर,
मोठे साहेब आले म्हणल्यानंतर धावपळ तर होणारच आहे.
आता पोहोचताय तिथं, पण चव्हाण सरांना नाराज करता येत नाही आणि सगळीकडे हजेरी असली पाहिजे.
येस सर, आम्ही वाट बघतोय.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Without wasting time,
Yes sir,
let us
without
start.
सर
sir, just sir. Vaikar
आता
sir.
खूप जास्त देता येणार नाही, पण एक इंट्रोडक्टरी करून मला निघावं लागेल सर.
Yes sir, yes sir.
आणि मग नेक्स्ट टाइम आपण फुल हे करू.
Yes sir, before that, Vaikar sir. मला मी जरासा 1-2 मिनिटात इंट्रोड्यूस करतो about the resource person. So for all students and all audience who joined this webinar, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Bhalchandra Ji Vaikar Saheb. He is the Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University at Aurangabad. And his subject is very, very sweet. He is expert in apiculture, similar to sericulture. We have another group of the subject, another specialization of our subject, that is insects, that is entomology, and then to particular to apiculture, beekeeping. Apiculture it is called as, also called as beekeeping. What are products we get? Honey, then propolis, then the pollens, and all other products what we get from this beekeeping or honey beekeeping. On that he is expert. Recently he has been official in the university, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathoda University at Aurangabad, as a Dean Faculty of Science and Technology. Before that, he was a professor at Department of Zoology of same university, and he is working since last 15 years on this apiculture. His specialization in toxicology for his research work, but as a very important subject for agriculture development or related to agriculture. For information, bees are very important agents of pollination, and on various issues, diversity, then the products and byproducts from the beekeeping, role in agriculture, then the venom and use of bee venom in human treatment or various disease treatments in human beings. So on various issues, he has specialization and expertise. I am very fortunate to explain Dr. Vaikar sir, to introduce all of you on the occasion of this particular program. So today's his talk is on the restoration of sustainable agriculture practice through beekeeping. That means how bees are important in sustainable agriculture. On that issue, he will explain in short, because he's very busy in his official work. I'm sorry to say to the audience, but as he ready, he will give you all of us a very important message through his lecture. Dr. Vaikar sir, please.
Thank you, sir. I am very much thankful to Dr. S.P. Chavan sir, Director of Life Science, SRTM University, Nanded. Today's my topic is agricultural sustainability through beekeeping. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible and the screen
Okay.
is also visible. Okay, no problem.
Now, as a nation, we have a major number of issues are there. But out of that many issues, I have taken 5 major issues. Among them, the first issue is population growth. We are very much aware that population is increasing snowfall rate, and therefore there is a burden on the farmer to increase the agricultural production, because present Indian population is 121.9 crores, and by 230 it will be 140 crores, and therefore ultimately there is a burden on the farmer to increase agricultural production by quantity and quality. Employment generation is another challenge. Among the 140 crores of population, 35 to 40 crores will be the youth between the age group of 20 to 40. And to provide employment is a challenge. Third challenge is we all are experienced the per hectare agricultural production is declined by quantity and quality also, due to the decline in soil fertility and population of pollinators. Population of pollinators is a very important in concern to increase the agricultural production, because without the pollinator we cannot increase the agricultural production, particularly cross-pollinated plants. Fifth challenge is stagnant resources. the per person per hectare land is reduced because population is increasing, and therefore ultimately per person per hectare land is reduced, and the shortage of water, and therefore farmer have a challenge to increase agricultural production in minimum land and water. Next challenge is to produce toxic free food, because extensive use of pesticides and fertilizers, they get accumulated into the fruits, vegetable, and therefore due to the mechanism of bioaccumulation, they ultimately come to the body of human and are responsible to cause number of diseases, create health related issues. It is well known that the Haryana and Punjab in the country, these two states using a very abundant or indiscriminate amount of pesticides. Ultimately, that pesticides come into the water bodies and into the food, and therefore in Punjab and Haryana, number of cancer patient is too much. And one train is running from Hisar to Bikaner. The name of that train is cancer train. Then we can understand how the problem we have created. I want to quote another example. In the Maharashtra, particularly in Kolhapur district, Shirola Taluka is there. In a single Shirola, there are 18,000 cancer patients are reported. And therefore, to handle above mentioned problems, we need eco-friendly technology. Without that, we need a technology which helps to conserve the ecosystem, to restore the ecosystem, and bee is the best for that. Because in the nature, bees and plants are very close to each other. They depend one another, because for the survival of bees, bee need nectar and pollen, and for ultimately they comes from the plants, and the plants needs the pollinator, and without pollinator, ultimately the good quality of seeds, fruits, nuts cannot be formed, and therefore both are depends on each other, and they evolve together in the course, and therefore to restore, to conserve, to improve any ecosystem, or we need to conserve the bees. Without bees, we cannot improve or we cannot conserve our restore our ecosystem, because bees simply collect nectar and pollen and cannot cause any type of harm to the plant. Honeybees simply collect nectar and pollen, and if bee cannot collect nectar and pollen, it will go west. Honeybee convert nectar into honey, and each year million tons of honey we collect, and we know the medicinal importance of honey. If beekeeping is not practiced, it is national loss. Bee provides pre-pollination services. Due to bee pollination, crop production is increased by quantity and quality. By quantity and quality. From the recent data, it is evident that pollination by honeybees increase agricultural production from 40% to 160%, and average 40 to 50%, without using pesticides, fertilizers, or anything. Beekeeping is a side business, providing supplementary or major income to the people in the rural areas. According to the National Bee Board, income from the 100 bee colonies is around 3 lakh. And this colony may be maintained in a courtyard of the house, and we cannot only collect the honey, but we can collect other 5B product, and from the selling of this product we can earn the money. Anyone can undertake this beekeeping activity. There is no boundary for age and sex, because more than 80-year-old man or woman, they are doing presently a beekeeping practice, and therefore even landless labor can do this activity, because to keep the bee box very less land is required, and therefore landless labor can do this practice. आणखी मला वाटतं याच्यामध्ये सगळे आपलेच मुलं जॉईन झालेले आहेत. ऑल आर फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र. तर मी तुम्हाला एक लँडलेस लेबरचं उदाहरण सांगेन की त्याला फार शिकलेलाही मुलगा असला पाहिजे नाही. एक मोहन लोकरे म्हणून आहे, त्याच्याकडे जमीन नाही, तो 8वी 9वी पास झालेला आहे, आणि तो वर्षाला जवळजवळ 17 ते 18 लाख रुपये बी किपिंग पासून हे करतो. तो काय करतो की इन औरंगाबाद रिजन और मेनी अदर रिजन्स की जिथं हॉर्टिकल्चर क्रॉप्स आहेत किंवा ओनियन सीड ग्रोइंग एरियाज आहेत, त्यांना कॉलनी भाड्याने देतो. म्हणजे त्यांच्या शेतात ठेवली की त्याला ते 2000 रुपये महिना देतात. बघा, म्हणजे कुठलाही व्यवसाय सुरू करायचा असेल तर जागासाठी पैसे तुम्हाला द्यावे लागतात. इथं मला या बी किपिंग मध्ये तुमच्या शेतात बी बॉक्स ठेवला म्हणून तुम्हाला पैसे देतात, आणि म्हणून लँडलेस लेबर सुद्धा ही ऍक्टिव्हिटी करू शकतात. अगदी ओल्ड एज 10वी पासून कुठलाही मुलगा करू शकतात, सर्व फॅमिली याच्यात हे करू शकते. अँड दिस बिझनेस or this activity is best suitable for the rural peoples or the tribal peoples. आता एक पहिल्यांदा एक हे होतं की बी किपिंग व्हाय, मधमाशा पालन कशासाठी करायचं? मधमाशा पालन मधासाठी नाही. बी किपिंग इज नॉट फॉर हनी. माय सजेशन इज दॅट वी टेक द benefit of primary role of honeybees. The primary role of honeybees is pollination. If you ask or to the farmer from the Israel, Japan, America, China, ते तुम्हाला सांगतील बी किपिंग का करायचं. बी किपिंग भरघोस विषमुक्त अन्नाच्या उत्पादनासाठी, ते मधासाठी म्हणणार नाही. तुम्हाला उदाहरण मी सांगेल की इस्रायलचं तुम्हाला, कारण सायंटिफिक बी किपिंग चांगल्या उत्तम प्रकारचं रिसर्च हे इस्रायलमध्ये झालं. नॅचरली इस्रायलमध्ये कुठलीही सुटेबल कंडिशन नव्हती बी किपिंग साठी, परंतु इस्रायलचा माणूस प्रत्येक व्यवसायाकडे नफ्याच्या दृष्टिकोनातून बघतो. त्याच्यातून नफाच मिळाला पाहिजे या दृष्टिकोनातून बघतो, आणि तो चांगला अभ्यास करतो. त्यांना ज्यावेळेस त्यांच्या शेतीमधून जे काही अन्नधान्याचे उत्पादन होईल, त्यांना युरोपियन मार्केटमध्ये गेल्याशिवाय त्यांना भरपूर नफा मिळणार नव्हता. आणि म्हणून इस्रायल मधला जो टॅलेंट ब्रेन आहे तो ऍग्रिकल्चरवर रिसर्च करतो, तो ऍग्रिकल्चरवर त्याचं एनर्जी पोटेन्शियल खर्च करतो, तरी सुद्धा त्यांना युरोपियन मार्केट कॅप्चर करता आलं नाही आणि त्यांना उत्कृष्ट भाव मिळत नव्हता. आणि मग त्यांच्या लक्षात आलं की जर आपल्याला किती इनपुट दिलं पण पॉलिनेटर नसतील, मधमाशाशिवाय त्या फ्रूटची, त्या ग्रेनची, त्या व्हेजिटेबलची गुणवत्ता येऊ शकत नाही. बी पॉलिनेशन हॅव अ पोटेन्शियल टू इन्क्रीज द क्वालिटी ऑफ नट्स, फ्रुट्स, व्हेजिटेबल्स, ऑल थिंग्स. आणि म्हणून त्यांनी बी किपिंग साठी सुरुवात केली. सुरुवात करताना त्यांनी चांगला अभ्यास केला आणि त्यांनी आता पहा बी किपिंग साठी त्यांनी वाळवंट ही काय शेती करण्याची जागा आहे का, त्याच्यातून उत्पन्न घेण्याची जागा आहे का, पण त्या लोकांनी ते केलं. त्यांनी मधमाशांना काय लागतं याचा अभ्यास केला आणि ऑस्ट्रेलियामधून युकॅलिप्टस टॉर्केटा नावाची निलगिरीचं वाण आहे तो त्यांनी तिथं लावला. त्याचं वैशिष्ट्य असं होतं की ते सुरुवातीला कमी पाणी लागतं, पहिल्या वर्षी जागलं की नंतर त्याला कधीही पाणी द्यावं लागत नाही. त्याच्यानंतर त्याची उंची कमी असते. उंची कमी असल्यामुळे मधमाशांना सहजपणे त्या उंचीपर्यंत जाता येतं. ही युकॅलिप्टस टॉर्काटाची व्हरायटी आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये नेक्टर, पोलन भरपूर असतात आणि वर्षातून 2 वेळेस फ्लावरिंग येतं. आणि म्हणून त्यांनी अगदी अशा बिरसेफ गाव जे आहे त्या वाळवंटामध्ये या प्लांटचं कल्टिवेशन केलं आणि पर हेक्टर 500 kg त्यांनी हनीचं कलेक्शन केलं. आणि ज्यावेळेस शेतीमध्ये पॉलिनेशनची गरज आहे त्यावेळेस कॉलनी ते तिकडे मायग्रेट करायच्या आणि उत्कृष्ट प्रकारे अन्नधान्याची निर्मिती केली आणि युरोपियन मार्केटमध्ये त्यांना चांगले भाव मिळतात. अकॉर्डिंग टू द agriculture scientists, they reported that beekeeping increased agriculture production 15 to 20 times more than the values of honey and bees. म्हणजे मधापेक्षा 15 ते 20 पट तुम्हाला पॉलिनेशनचा जास्त फायदा असतो. And therefore my suggestion is that you focus your attention for to take the primary benefit of beekeeping, that is the pollination service. Take the benefit of pollination service of honeybees. And after that, we start to collect bee product, because for collection of following 6 bee product, skilled training is required. And that 6 bee product are honey, brands of honey. फक्त हनी एकच टाईपचा नसतो. त्याच्यामध्ये अजवाय हनी, कोरिएंडर हनी, ड्रमस्टिक हनी, चिली हनी, लिची हनी, अनेक टाइप्स त्या याचे असतात. आणि त्याचं सायंटिफिकली कलेक्ट करून जर केलं तर त्याप्रमाणे त्याची किंमत आणि ब्रँड्स तयार होतात. त्याच्यानंतर वॅक्स, त्या हनी पासून तुम्ही व्हॅल्यू ऍडेड प्रॉडक्टही बनवू शकता. वॅक्स मधमाशापासून we can collect the bees wax. The price of bees wax is more than honey. Royal jelly, another product, royal jelly. The price of 1 kg of royal jelly is more than 20,000. They contain so many antioxidants and therefore they have a medicinal importance. Next, fourth product is pollen. Honeybee collect pollen and pollen grains have a medicinal importance, and in foreign countries they have a very demand. The price of 1 kg of pollen is 5 to 6,000 rupees. Another bee product, bee venom. Actually, bee venom, it is not venom. I am always called it is a medicine, because bee venom contain more than 18 bioactive compounds. The price of 1 gram of bee venom is more than gold. 1 gram bee venom price is more than 8,000 to 18,000. That variable depends upon the quality, purity. And sixth product, that is propolis. This propolis is also a bee product. Collection of all this product method is very simple, but requires skilled training. And after skilled training, we can easily collect all this bee product. In the nature, there are 5 species of honeybee species. One is Apis dorsata, second one is Apis cerana indica, third one is Apis mellifera, fourth one is Apis florea, and fifth one is stingless or dummer bee. Out of that, I want to explain one story regarding the Apis dorsata. सर्वांना आग्या मधमाशा म्हटलं की खूप भीती वाटते, परंतु आग्या मधमाशा हे एक इंडिकेटर आहे. ज्या भागामध्ये कोणता भाग समृद्ध समजायचा, की ज्या भागामध्ये मधमाशांच्या वसाहती भरपूर मोठ्या प्रमाणावर आहेत, तो भाग समृद्ध समजावा. तिथले एन्व्हायरमेंट पोल्युशन फ्री असतं, आणि पोल्युशन फ्री असतं म्हणून तिथं पाणी आणि नॅचरल रिसोर्सेस भरपूर असतात, म्हणून त्या ठिकाणी असतात. आणि मधमाशा त्या ठिकाणी असल्या की ते परागीभवनाचं काम मोठ्या प्रमाणावर करतात, आणि म्हणून त्या भागामध्ये अन्नधान्याचं उत्पादन प्रचंड वाढतं. क्वालिटी बाय क्वांटिटी अँड क्वालिटी हे उत्तम असतं, आणि त्याच्यामुळे तिथल्या लोकांची अल्टिमेटली हेल्थ सुद्धा उत्तम असते, आणि म्हणून त्या भागामध्ये समृद्धी असते. हे एक त्याचं इंडिकेटर आहे. आणि म्हणून आपल्या भागामध्ये मधमाशांच्या वसाहती कॉन्झर्व करा, त्यामुळे तुमचं पर्यावरण समृद्ध होईल, आणि त्याचं ते इंडिकेटर असेल. या आग्या मधमाशांना मी मुद्दाम याची स्टोरी जास्त सांगणार आहे. या आग्या मधमाशांना ओपन टॉल ट्री बिल्डिंग याच्यावरती घरं बांधणं आवडतं, ते त्यांची हॅबिट असते. सिंगल पोळं असतं आणि सगळे याला घाबरतात. सी इज व्हेरी फेरोसियस इन नेचर अँड अटॅक इन ग्रुप्स. आता प्रत्येकाच्या मनात हे असतं पहा की या मधमाशा ग्रुपने अटॅक का करतात, म्हणून मुद्दाम मी मराठीमध्ये ही सगळी स्टोरी सांगतोय. आग्या मधमाशा किंवा कुठल्याही जातीच्या मधमाशा विनाकारण तुमच्यावर हल्ला कधीही करत नाही. त्यांना तुम्ही काही खोडी नाही केली, त्यांना डिवचलं नाही, तुम्ही त्यांना जर काही हार्म नाही केला, तर ते तुमच्यावर कधीही अटॅक करत नाहीत. मग हे अचानक कधी तुम्हाला वाटतं की आम्ही काहीच नाही केलं, पण त्याने अचानक आमच्यावर येऊन हल्ला केला, असं का झालं? त्याची कारणं असतात. मधमाशांना त्यांच्या कामात व्यत्यय आणला की त्यांना राग येतो आणि तुमच्यावर अटॅक करतात. जसं आपल्यामध्ये कामाची डिव्हिजन आहे, तशी त्यांच्यामध्ये सुद्धा कामाच्या डिव्हिजन्स असतात. त्यांच्या कॉलनीमध्ये सुद्धा एक संरक्षक दल असतं, त्यांच्यावरती ड्युटी अलॉट केलेली असते. आणि ज्या वेळेस कॉलनीला धोका आहे, आपल्या वसाहतीला असं वाटतं, त्यावेळेस त्या कॉलनीमध्ये एक राणी माशी असते. राणी माशी ती ऑर्डर सोडत असते, आणि मग हे सगळे तुमच्यावर हल्ला करत असतात. काय होतं निसर्गामध्ये, एखादा नॅचरलीच हवा आली, कुठली तरी फांदी पडून त्या पोळ्यावरती पडली, आणि त्याच वेळेस ते संरक्षक दल आहे त्यांना तुम्ही दिसलात, त्यांना वाटतं की यांनी फांदी यांनीच मारली, आणि म्हणून ते तुमच्यावर हल्ला करतात. कधी काय होतं की कधी कुणीतरी सिगारेट ओढत असतो, त्याचा स्मोक त्यांच्या कॉलनीपर्यंत जातो, त्यांच्या कामात व्यत्यय येतो, आणि म्हणून ते तुमच्यावर हल्ला करतात. कधी काय होतं की कुणीतरी कुठेतरी पेटवत असतं, काडी कचरा जाळत असतं, त्याचा धूर तिथपर्यंत जातो, त्यांच्या कामात व्यत्यय येतो, म्हणून ते तुमच्यावर हल्ला करतात. काही वेळेस काय होतं की कुठला तरी ट्रॅक्टर किंवा अशी अवजड कामं करत असताना त्या झाड हालतं, त्यांना डिस्टर्ब होतो आणि म्हणून ते हल्ला करतात. काही वेळेस एखादी वाजण्याची मिरवणूक वगैरे निघाली, ढोल मोठ्याने वाजवले वगैरे, गुलाल वगैरे उधळला, डस्ट वगैरे उधळली की त्यांना डिस्टर्ब होतो. काही वेळेस नेचरमध्ये एक दुसऱ्याचे शत्रू असतात किंवा तिथे एक फूड चेन आहे आणि म्हणून की काही वेळेस काय होतं की तिथं एक बी इटर असतो पहा, ग्रीन कलरचा तुम्हाला दिसतो. आता चव्हाण सरांनी सांगितलंच आहे, दाखवलंही होतं बी इटर, आणि त्यांना तुम्ही त्यांच्या फिगरही घ्याच, छान समजून सांगतील माहिती. तो हा बी इटर काय करत असतो की त्याला एक एक बी वर पोळ्यामध्ये जाऊन बी खाऊ शकत नाही, म्हणून तो काय करतो, कुठेतरी फांदीवर बसतो आणि त्या पोळ्याला धडक मारतो आणि मुद्दामच शेजारच्या परत फांदीवर जाऊन बसतो आणि मग संरक्षण दलामधलं एक बी त्याला हाकलून लावण्यासाठी त्याच्यावर हल्ला करते. मग ती पंखावरतीच हल्ला झाल्यामुळं ती बी तिथं रुतते, तो पटकन चोचीने उचलून त्याला खात असतो. हे त्याचं मेकॅनिझम असतं. पण काही वेळेस काय होतं की त्याने धडक मारली, तो कुठेतरी जाऊन बसला, पण तो पक्षी दिसला नाही, पण तुम्ही दिसले म्हणून तो तुमच्यावर हल्ला करतात. आणि मग अशा वेळेस काय करायचं, मधमाशांनी हल्ला केला तर काय करायचं, काय नाही करायचं हे सुद्धा आपल्याला माहित पाहिजे. पहिल्यांदा तुम्ही तुमचं पोटेन्शियल लक्षात करायचं की मी मी 1 किलोमीटर सरळ जोरात पळू शकतो का? पळू शकत असेल बिंदास पळायचं, पळू शकत नसेल तर अजिबात हरकत करायची नाही. मग काय करायचं, एकदम शांत राहायचं. जसं माणसाला वेग, माणसाला दुसऱ्याची प्रगती, कुत्र्याला दुसऱ्याचा वेग, तसं मधमाशांना तुम्ही कानाभोवती असे हातवारे केले की अजिबात आवडत नाही, त्या लगेच हल्ला करतात. आणि कान, तोंड, चेहरा हा मधमाशांचा आवडता भाग आहे. आणि म्हणून त्या किती जवळ आल्या, त्यांनी इथं घोंगवल्या तर तुम्ही हलायचं नाही, शांत बसायचं, बिलकुल शांत. त्या कानाजवळ इतका त्यांचा जोराचा आवाज येतो, एखाद्याने स्टिंग केलं करू द्यायचं, रबिंग करायचं नाही. कारण काय होतं, रबिंग केलं की त्या ठिकाणाहून बी ज्यावेळेस स्टिंग करते त्या ठिकाणी नांगी आपल्या तिथंच अडकून राहते आणि मधमाशी उडून जाते, ती काही तासांनी मरूनही जाते, पण नांगी मात्र इथे ठेवून जाते. मग ती तुम्ही असं रबिंग केलं की त्या ठिकाणाहून ती विषाची पिशवी फुटते, त्याच्यातून एक केमिकल बाहेर येतं, आयसोपेंटाइल ऍसिटेट नावाचं. त्याचा स्मेल राणीला गेला, तो किती तीव्रतेचा स्मेल आहे त्यानुसार राणी फौज पाठवते की त्या तीव्रतेने सर ठरवते की हा शत्रू किती स्ट्रॉंग आहे आणि त्याला पळून लावण्यासाठी 10 मधमाशांना सांगते की तुम्ही चांद त्याच्यावर अटॅक करा. तुम्ही आणखी त्या 10 आल्या, त्यातल्या 2-3 ने स्टिंगिंग केलं, तुम्ही आणखी रबिंग केलं, स्मेल तितका तीव्र, ती राणी सांगते शत्रू खूप स्ट्रॉंग आहे, आणखी जा 5-25, आणि मग अशा प्रकारे सगळ्या मधमाशा तुमच्यावर हल्ला करतात. आणि म्हणून पहिल्यांदा तुम्ही तुम्ही एकदम शांत राहणं, अगदी खिशात हात घालायचा, तुमच्याकडे मफलर काही असेल तर चेहऱ्यावर हे करायचं, शांत एक ठिकाणी बसायचं, उभं राहायचं. एकेदिने स्टिंग केलं करू द्यायचं, फार उभा राहायचा कंटाळा आला खाली बसायचं आणि दोन्ही पायाच्या मध्ये मान घालून बसायचं आरामशीर. घोंगतीन निघून जातील, तुम्हाला काही त्या फारसा हल्ला करणार. आणि किंवा शेजारीच अडोसा असेल, तुमच्याकडे काही चादर वगैरे पांघरण्यासाठी असेल, तुमच्याकडे गाडी असेल, कार वगैरे असेल, त्यात जाऊन बसा अडोशाच्या ठिकाणी. पण हात झटकण्याचा मात्र हा उद्योग करू नका. आणि स्टिंग तिथं झाली असेल तर त्याला चुळू नका, रब करू नका, ती तशीच राहू द्या आणि नंतर निवांत तुम्ही काढून घ्या, पण तिला रबिंग करू नका, तिला ब्रेक करू नका. हे झाल्यानंतर त्याच्यावरही 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 10 चावल्या तर काही फरक पडत नाही. उलट झाला तर तुम्हाला त्याचा बेनिफिटच होतो. तुम्ही नंतर 2 महिने आजारी होणार नाही. तुम्हाला 15-20 चावल्या वर्षभर तुम्हाला कुठलाच आजार होणार नाही. कारण त्याच्यामध्ये प्रचंड बायोऍक्टिव्ह कंपोनंट्स असतात आणि ते म्हणजे तुमची हेल्थ इम्प्रूव्ह करण्यासाठी त्याचं खूप मदत होते. आता याच्यामध्ये पहिला होतो की 5,000 मधून एखादा व्यक्ती असा असतो की त्याला ऍलर्जी असते आणि सिंगल बी ने जरी स्टिंगिंग केलं तरी त्याची डेथ होऊ शकते. परंतु हे एक ओझरती माहिती सगळ्यांना असावी म्हणून ही मुद्दामहून मी सांगितली. पण तिला जर डिस्टर्ब केलं नाही तर शी कॅनॉट हार्म टू यू. कुणावरही हल्ला करत नाही, काही हार्म करत नाही. उलट निसर्गामध्ये आग्या मधमाशा ह्या सर्वात बेस्ट मधमाशा आहेत. बिकॉज शी इज अ गुड पॉलिनेटर, गुड हनी कलेक्टर. त्याच्यामध्ये इतकी ती रात्रंदिवस काम करते. शी स्टार्ट हर ड्युटी अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग अँड स्टॉप हर ड्युटी लेट इन द इव्हनिंग. आणि त्याच्यामुळे अन्नधान्याचं उत्पादन प्रचंड प्रमाणात मिळतं. आणि अलीकडे या मधमाशांच्या हल्ल्याच्या भीतीपोटी अनेक डार्सेटा कॉलनी जाळून टाकणं, पेस्टिसाइड ही करणं, त्यांना किल करणं हे काम केलं जातं. उलट माझं ह्या इकोसिस्टीम रिस्टोरेशन हे मेन थीम असल्यामुळं आय सजेस्ट टू ऑल द स्टुडंट की तुम्ही तसं करू नका. मी तुम्हाला इकॉनॉमिक्स काल सरांनी सांगितल्याबरोबर मी थोडंसं म्हटलं आता हा विषय मुद्दाम रेज करू. कारण जर सिंगल कॉलनीचं उत्पादन किती असतं तुम्हाला कॅल्क्युलेशन करून सांगेल की कमीत कमी तसं तर एक कॉलनी डॉर्सेटा कॉलनी पासून 50 ते 60 किलो मध आपण वर्षाला मिळवू शकतो. परंतु मी कमीत कमी फिगर घेतली 30 kg ऑफ हनी आणि 30 किलोचा 200 रुपये किलोनी भाव धरला तर 6000 रुपये होता. फ्रॉम द 180 डॉर्सेटा कॉलनी वी कॅन कलेक्ट 1 kg to 2 kg of beeswax. त्याची किंमत 350 रुपीज पर केजी. ऍक्च्युअल मार्केटमध्ये 1000 पेक्षा जास्त भाव आहे. यांचं जर तुम्ही बेरीज केली तर 6350 रुपये एवढं तुम्हाला डायरेक्ट उत्पादन होतं. मी तुम्हाला आधी सांगितलं अकॉर्डिंग टू द agriculture scientist and it is a well established fact that beekeeping increase agriculture production 15 to 20 times more than the values of honey and wax they produce. म्हणजे मध आणि वॅक्स याच्या 15 ते 20 पट जास्त व्हॅल्यू ही पॉलिनेशनची असते. आणि आपण फक्त 15 पटच धरू तर 6350 चे 15 पट झाले 95,250 रुपये. आणि आता 95,250 प्लस 6,350 यांची बेरीज होते 1,16,000 रुपये. बघा म्हणजे एक मधमाशाचं डॉर्सेटाचं तुम्ही जर तिला बर्न केलं, लॉस केला तर एवढं मोठं लाखभराचं नुकसान होतं. आणि म्हणून उलट त्यांना आयडियली आपल्याला त्यांना पोळं काढून सायंटिफिकली पोळं काढता येतं, त्यांना शिफ्ट करता येतं, याचं ट्रेनिंग देऊन त्या आपल्या भागामध्ये 2-4 मुलांना ट्रेन करा. पुण्याला बी किपिंग रिसर्च सेंटर आहे, या ठिकाणी खास ट्रेनिंग तिथं मुलांना दिलं जातं. तर तुमच्या कॉलेजमध्ये विद्यापीठामध्ये कॅम्प घेऊन अशी पोरं 2-4 ट्रेन करा. आणि कोणाला जर गावामध्ये, कारण मधमाशांना या सिटीमध्ये मायग्रेट उन्हाळ्याच्या दिवसात होण्याची जास्त सवय असते. टॉल बिल्डिंग आणि त्या ट्रीला ते पाण्याच्या टाक्या इथं ते घरं बांधतात आणि मग लोक भीतीच्या पोटी जाळून टाकतात. तर तिथून अगदी जिवंत पकडून त्यांना फॉरेस्टमध्ये सोडण्याची व्यवस्था अशी काही मुलं तुम्ही ट्रेन करा. कमीत कमी 2 तरी असावेत, कारण हे काम करताना 2 मुलांची तरी गरज असते. तर खऱ्या अर्थाने या सेमिनारचा आणि याचा खूप नेचर रिस्टोरेशन कॉन्झर्वेशन करण्याच्या दृष्टीने फायदा होईल. आणि म्हणून आता माझ्याकडं वेळ नाही, मला पुढचा ही आहे तसं लेक्चर फक्त मी स्लाइड म्हटलं तर दाखवू शकतो, पण आय हॅव अनदर मीटिंग. आणि एवढं मला बोलण्याची संधी दिली त्याबद्दल मी चव्हाण सरांचं खूप खूप आभार मानतो. फक्त मी माझ्या कामात खूप काही बोलण्यासारखं असतं, परंतु वेळ नसल्यामुळं मी बोलू शकत नाही. मी फक्त स्लाइड्स काही तुम्हाला शो करतो की जे ऍक्च्युअल मी फील्डवरती काम केलेलं आहे. दीज आर दी माय ओरिजिनल रिझल्ट. बरेच मॉडेल्स मी त्या ठिकाणी डेव्हलप केलेले आहेत. हे सगळे प्रयोग मी शेतावरती बी पॉलिनेशन मुळे कसं ऍग्रिकल्चर प्रोडक्शन वाढतं, क्वालिटी कशी इम्प्रूव्ह होते, आणि रिस्टोरेशनच्या दृष्टीने की 250-300 पेक्षा जास्त शेतकऱ्यांना मी पेस्टिसाइड आज ते त्यांच्या शेतामध्ये वापरत नाहीत आणि त्याच्यामुळेच त्यांची नॅचरल सिस्टीम रिस्टोअर होण्यासाठी तुम्हाला मदत होईल. मी आता तुम्हाला काही एक्झाम्पलही देईल. या फिगर मध्ये हे जे अजय जाधव दिसतात ते 10 एकरमध्ये एकही ड्रॉप पेस्टिसाइडचा वापरत नाही आणि त्यांनी बांधावरती मधमाशांना कॉन्झर्व्ह व्हावं म्हणून प्लांटेशन इतकं छान केलं. आज त्यांच्या जर शेतामध्ये गेला तर 20 ते 25 मधमाशांच्या पोळ्या तिथं लागलेल्या असतात. आणि हे खरं हे आपल्या ट्रेनिंग मधून त्यांनी हे सगळं शिकलं, त्याचं महत्व जाणलं आणि ते अंमलात आणलं. आणि अनेक शेतकऱ्यांचा ते मोठा ग्रुप करून पेस्टिसाइड्स वापरापासून लोकांना दूर नेलं आणि ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंगकडे शिफ्ट केलं. आणि म्हणून त्यांना महाराष्ट्र गव्हर्नमेंटने त्यांना आता याचं कृषी भूषण पुरस्काराचं वगैरे त्यांना दिलेलं आहे. आणि म्हणून तुम्ही बघा की मधमाशी आणि नेचर आणि रिस्टोरेशन याचा प्रचंड मोठा रोल आहे. हे सांगण्यासाठी आता माझ्याकडं खूप काही वेळ नाही, परंतु हे मी फिगर तुम्हाला दाखवतो. या शेतांवरती मी ऍक्च्युअल स्वतः काम केलं, त्यांना मोफत कॉलनी दिल्या, मेंटेन केल्या आणि संपूर्ण डेटा कलेक्ट केला. तर माझ्या या प्रोजेक्ट मधून 2,27,47,000 एवढ्या एका सीझन मध्ये शेतकऱ्यांना फायदा झाला. आणि आणि हे दाखवून दिलं की टू इन्क्रीज द ऍग्रिकल्चर प्रोडक्शन देयर इज नो नीड टू यूज द पेस्टिसाइड्स. हे
Chavan sir,
Yes, sir.
over to you.
Okay. चालू आहे ते शेअर करतात ना स्लाइड्स अजून.
हो सर, थोडे फ्रीज झाले.
हा हा हा. Yes.
Yes, sir.
हा वायकर सर.
सर लेफ्ट झाले.
ओके ओके ओके. अरे राम.
हो तसंही
कांबळे सर बोलून घ्या, फोनवर बोला जरा.
हो हो. फोन लावतोय सर.
तू हे बघत बसला की काय? हे बघत बसला की काय म्हणलं? काय करायचं? हे आपलं आपलं काम बघायचं रे. हे कशाला ते
चव्हाण सर. हॅलो.
कांबळे सर.
हा सर.
वायकर सरांना फोन लावा ना. बघा.
लावला, बिझी येतोय.
ओके ओके ओके. छान लेक्चर, पण फार सुंदर एकदम बर का.
मधमाशा पाहिजेत घरामध्ये.
हो. आता हे कुठं पेट्या मिळतात बघा. आपण एखादी पेटी आणून इकडं ठेवू. वी कॅन कीप इट ॲट आवर होम. एवढी फुलं बिलं आहेत तिकडं. त्याला कसं हे करायचं बघायला लागतंय थोडं.
कांबळे सर.
सर.
हा ते मला फोन करून सांगितलं की ही इज बिझी अँड ही इज लिव्हिंग दिस मीटिंग अँड ही विल नॉट जॉइन.
Okay sir, so let us
conclude.
Have some concluding remarks.
Yes.
Okay sir.
So dear all the students and audience, faculty members who have joined this webinar since from early morning, and as per our scheduled program, we have finished all 4 lectures. Little I will sorry about the little short time given by Dr. Vaikar, because as we know, in emergency, he was informed about the visit of the minister to his university, and that's why he is busy in all management practice related to that. Otherwise, we got a good information about the sericulture from Dr. A.D. Jadhav sir from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. You see, friends, every subject is very vast, and from zoology we are able to touch only two aspects: sericulture, then this apiculture. Many more remain: fish culture, lac culture, right? All these agro-based industries we need to go on for its various details. Fortunately, in our syllabus, we have included all these things in detail. We have special paper on apiculture. Those who are interested, they can join. And similarly, on sericulture also, we have introduced this subject in the syllabus. So anyway,
चव्हाण सर,
yes sir, yes sir.
चव्हाण सर, सरांना माझं एक थोडस विचारणं होतं बरं का.
हा.
आता आय डोंट नो
बोला.
वेदर यू कॅन
हा.
आन्सर.
Yes, yes, me.
आपल्याला जर होत असेल तर बघा, मी काय म्हणलं, आता आमच्या बाजूला कसं वी हॅव शुगर केन एंटायरली, तर
हा.
त्याला प्रोडक्शनला आणि याचा काय संबंध आहे का?
त्याला प्रोडक्शनला म्हणजे प्रोडक्शन, व्हॉट डू यू वांट टू क्वेश्चन?
शुगर केन आणि ऍपिकल्चर ह्याचं काय, आम्हाला त्याच्यासाठीचा काय उपयोग होऊ शकतो का बांधावर?
सर,
हा.
शुगर केन ऍक्च्युली बीजला इन्फ्लोरसन्स लागतं, कोणतेही फ्लॉवरिंग प्लांट्स लागतात. प्लस
याला
not only it requires flowers, but it needs very young buds of various plants from which they extract some nutrients for formation of, for example, propolis, wax. Young budding plants पण लागतात त्यांना, आणि फ्लावर्स लागतात. आता तुमच्या ऊसाचं काय
मला
इन्फ्लोरसन्स?
सर ऊसामध्ये आपण फ्लावरिंग म्हणलं की प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी गेट लूजन लेस होतं. प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी जर ऊसाला फुलं आले की, बर का, त्याच्यामुळं आय डोंट थिंक, मला वाटत नाही ते
काय. ऑलवेज सर, ऑलवेज beekeeping is always beneficial for every kind of a plantation, every kind of agriculture production.
ओके, हा तेच
There
म्हटलं
is no any harm at all. No any harm at all. It is 100% beneficial.
बर सरांचा नंबर थोडा आम्हाला दोघांचा SMS करावा.
Yes. I will provide you the
Yes.
number, SMS, email, and he also provides consultancy services for the agriculture development to farmers, many times free of cost, and he may visit to your agriculture area and he may give some guidelines to you also. No problem.
That is very nice. That is very
Yes,
nice.
yes. Sure.
So it is very good. Congratulations to you, Dr. Professor Madam, Kamble sir, and all group for a very nice lecture series. Okay.
Yes, sir. So all of you have heard about all these details about the two subjects only. Possibly in next coming conferences in this year, in few coming months, we will organize again some vital discussion on some vital issues. Unfortunately, lockdown is going on. If it is open, then we may give experience, offline experience for various students from our School of Life Sciences, practically to see all these issues and many more. So immediately after this, all participants need to submit their feedback form, their opinion, how they feel, what is their opinion about participation.
I have shared the link in the chat box.
This webinar in chat box, Dr. Kamble has shared the link. You have to fill it, and once you fill it, naturally, automatically your certification for participation will be generated, and you will
I
get
will release it tomorrow, sir. Currently, I am not releasing any certificate as on today.
Yes.
We'll start distributing from tomorrow.
Yes, your certificates will be available from tomorrow. Dr. Kamble sir is in charge of this whole online process. You can contact, but he is trying from today, but he will at end of tomorrow. You may get all these certificates to you. So thanks to all faculty members to share their time to participate in this particular program of our school. Thanks to Dr. L.H. Kamble sir for emergency organization making
Thanks,
this facility available.
आपलं काम आहे.
Facility available for making available easy access to many audience for this workshop. Thanks to Madam, Director Madam, Dr. Anupama Pathak Madam for her kind suggestions and permission and to get from authorities to organize this webinar. Thanks to all faculties, Dr. T.A. Kadam sir, Dr. Surose sir, Bhosle Madam, Dr. Zore for their participation in this particular program. Thanks to all students related to any issue on the today's subjects of apiculture, sericulture, or fisheries and all applied aspects of zoology. You can ask anytime to me or to the particular resource persons you got today. These are very vast fields. Those who are interested to learn more about sericulture, they can go for application to join a diploma program. Also, if you need some training in apiculture, you can go to Dr. Vaikar sir. I will give the letter and reference letter as well as the information about your expectation to learn the things. And similarly, not in our area, but all over India, in many universities, these courses are effectively conducted. You can join after completion of MSc for the research programs related to these particular subjects. So with this, I conclude my vote of thanks, and I request Pathak Madam to have some words about the conclusion and end of this particular program. Pathak Madam, if she is joined. Madam Nair.
Sir, I would like to give a vote of thanks from the perspective of students.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to thank and congratulate the Honorable Vice Chancellor sir for inaugurating this webinar. I would like to congratulate and thank the Department of School of Life Sciences, the Director Ma'am, Pathak Ma'am, and all of the HODs of the Department of Zoology, Botany, Biotechnology, and Microbiology. I would also like to thank Jadhav sir, Vaikar sir, and Chavan sir for guiding us on these important subjects on this United Nations World Environment Day. I would like to also thank Kamble sir for conducting this webinar, and I would like to thanks all of the present who have contributed and expressed their thoughts on this webinar. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Any one student again. कुणीतरी अजून एखादं कुणी बोलू इच्छिते का?
हा सर, आपल्याकडे एक आहे ऋषिकेश.
बोला. What is your experience? How you feel? How much information you got, and are you satisfied with all these things? You can explain. You like it? You don't like it? Anything, whatever may be.
Yes, sir. ऋषिकेश बोलेल असं वाटतंय.
Yes, sir.
हा. Feedback.
Yes, sir. Very nice presentation. All sirs very valuable knowledge give us, and so thank you so much.
कोणीही open to all discussion.
बोला, अजून कोणाला बोलायचं आहे? Anyone can. Those who joined.
स्पेशल आभार, थँक्यू त्यांचे जे सुरुवातीपासून शेवटपर्यंत टिकले.
हा तर आता आपल्याकडे किती रेकॉर्ड किती झालं अंदाजे जॉईनिंगचं पता नाही.
सर आपण 100 क्रॉस केले.
ओके.
नंतर युट्यूबला काही जण जॉईन झाले
असं.
आणि आता शेवटी 50च्या आसपास शिल्लक आहेत.
ओके.
म्हणजे एक्झॅक्टली 43 शिल्लक आहेत आता.
राईट.
तर मराठीतून बोललं तर चालेल का?
बिलकुल
बोला,
चालेल
बोला.
मॅडम, बोला.
सर मी वर्षा वामनराव सूर्यवंशी शारदा महाविद्यालय परभणी मधून बोलते.
येस.
खूप छान वाटलं सर, म्हणजे जे माहित नव्हते पक्षी प्राणी आणि मधमाशांची एवढी सुंदर माहिती मी पहिल्यांदाच ऐकली. खरं तर हा माझा विषय नाहीये, मी लँग्वेजची प्राध्यापक आहे, पण मला खूप आवडला हा कार्यक्रम. म्हणजे लाईफ सायन्सेस हे डे टू डे लाईफ मध्ये इतकं उपयोगाला येतं आणि ह्याचा खरं तर उपयोग आपण शेतकऱ्यांसाठी किंवा आपल्या म्हणजे ऍज वी आर इंडियन अँड वी आर having economy depend on farming,
Agriculture.
agroeconomy, and I think that it is most useful in that agriculture section, and it will help the farmers if this information can be delivered to them. Thank you, sir.
ओके. थँक्यू मॅडम. थँक्यू. ओके सर. कांबळे सर, आपण ह्याला कन्क्लूड करून टाकू आणि क्लोज करू हे प्रोग्राम.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So on behalf of the director madam, because she's busy somewhere in meeting, and as the organizing secretary of this program, I concluded already. I declare this